gun music to your ears. External.
Oh, I don't know what happened there. I do not know what happened. Give me a sec. We
No toughness and eternal fears. Pragmatical tales from the Bloods and Crips on how they're dealing with the gangster shit. Black men and women growing up in poverty. Fire with the Glock and proceeding robberies. Niggas selling bags to make a lot of bread. The hard knock life must survive, move ahead. On every block, peeping holes on the corner. Giving up the pussy for the money and the boner. Now think about the possibilities of getting raped. A scary situation that can make them lose their faith. What about the kids that's supposed to be the future? They're getting kidnapped by evil ass losers. Time to get woke, not sleeping anymore on the issues at hand, cause life is hardcore. Pulling through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Pulling through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Speaking of race, I've been seeing white people wanna take our rhythm, not the blues, not equal. Spitting real facts, y'all will never have the flavor. Real originators in the building, no fakers. Rolling with the narrative, you're better than us. We came here first and influenced you. Hush! Supremacy is finding ways to leave us in the gutter. You like to be oppressed by calling us a nigga. Police on the road trying to take us all out. Donald Trump the reason why they're getting all the clout. KKK is written on the orange face. Ain't fooling anybody, what a fucking disgrace. Melanated kings and queens, fight for your dream. Be what you wanna be, making that cream. Time to get woke, not sleeping anymore. You wanna know why? Because life is hardcore. Pulling through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Pulling through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Pulling through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Pulling through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core.
Yeah, listen up. Before we even start the show, we're about to do a pull-up, right? Because there was some technical stuff going on, which was beyond me. So let's do a pull-up.
Hey.
Hey.
Eimaj. Bang, bang, gun music to your ears. External toughness and eternal fears. Pragmatical tales from the Bloods and Crips on how they're dealing with the gangster shit. Black men and women growing up in poverty. Fire with the Glock and proceeding robberies. Niggas selling bags to make a lot of bread. The hard knock life must survive, move ahead. On every block, peeping holes on the corner. Giving up the pussy for the money and the boner. Now think about the possibilities of getting raped. A scary situation that can make them lose their faith. What about the kids that's supposed to be the future? They're getting kidnapped by evil ass losers. Time to get woke, not sleeping anymore on the issues at hand, cause life is hardcore. Pulling through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Pulling through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Speaking of race, I've been seeing white people wanna take our rhythm, not the blues, not equal. Spitting real facts, y'all will never have the flavor. Real originators in the building, no fakers. Rolling with the narrative, you're better than us. We came here first and influenced you. Hush! Supremacy is finding ways to leave us in the gutter. You like to be oppressed by calling us a nigga. Police on the road trying to take us all out. Donald Trump the reason why they're getting all the clout. KKK is written on the orange face. Ain't fooling anybody, what a fucking disgrace. Melanated kings and queens, fight for your dream. Be what you wanna be, making that cream. Time to get woke, not sleeping anymore. You wanna know why? Because life is hardcore. Pulling through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Running through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Running through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Running through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core.
Yes! Hey, yo, it's your girl Strong Jewel, aka Black, aka Persian Paper, back with another I'm From Radio exclusive interview. And listen, this one I've been waiting for a long time. I am really, really happy and honored to have my sister in the building, Eimaj. What's good?
Hi, everybody. Good watching. Hi.
Oh my goodness, yo, I'm so excited about this, man. Listen, let me just tell everyone, that track that we just played there is the first track that I ever heard of Eimaj, Core Hardcore, and as soon as it came onto my platform, I was like, yo, that's going on rotation. That's one of my favorite tracks. Point blank period, and I just continue to just replay it. You get me? Like, that track there is everything. So guys, if you haven't tapped in before to Eimaj, y'all need to stay tapped in right now. If you can't stay for the whole interview, always go back and watch the playback, and I please follow her, you know what I'm saying, as well, because she is up to some big things. So pretty much we're gonna get into it. And let me just apologize one more time, Eimaj. As you know, before we even went live, I told you there was some technical stuff going on. So I don't know what happened when we played the track the first time, but I know, shout out to your manager, Real Lyrics, he was saying it was going really fast. Sometimes, I don't know, Zoom does that. That's why I had to pull it up and play it again. But guys, if you missed the intro track, we're gonna replay it anyway in a bit. So stay tapped in, you feel me? So man, listen, let's get into it. So first and foremost, man, thank you, you know what I mean, for coming on. I've really been looking forward to it. I know you said you have been too, so we're gonna get stuck into it. And
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
You are more than welcome. You are more than welcome. And we're going to talk more about that song as well, you know, when we play it again in a bit. So, going to get stuck in. First of all, shout out to everyone that's tapped in on 610 Radio. We're live on 610 Radio. We're also live on I'm From Radio on Facebook. So, if you want to come and join in on the live feed, you can do. If you've got some questions you want to ask, etc. We're also live on Twitch at StrongJewel215. And we're also live on YouTube as well at I'm From Radio. And we're going to be live on Instagram shortly as well. So, let's get into it. So, Eimaj, listen. First of all, I want to ask the name. Your name is so dope, Eimaj. So why the name and where did it come from?
It's my middle name. There was a meaning behind it. I left it on Instagram, so excuse me if I have to look at it again, because usually I have to keep looking at it because I feel like I wanted to have my own definition of it because it defines all of who I am, and people that know me personally, they know that like I'm just I don't want to say colorful person, but you can say that because I'm like, you know, a roller coaster. You know, everybody have their, you know, moments. So basically, Eimaj to me stands for endearing, intelligent, moody, amusing, and jovial. I represent all those 5 things because it represents me.
I love that. Yo, that acronym for it is so dope. I love it. And I want to ask you, evidently because it is your middle name, did you, when you obviously, you know, when you were born and when you found out that, when you knew that was your middle name, was that what you were told it meant, or was that an acronym that you came up with? Because that's fire.
Actually, my middle name is Jamie.
Okay.
And I wanted to use that name because that name is not really known in the industry.
Right.
I found out there was other people with that name as well, and you know, they're not really known. So I didn't use it because they're not known. I used it because it fitted me. Because there was a last minute thing I didn't know about that. So the fact that now, you know, that name is copywritten in all of my work, no one could tell me, oh, I stole their name. Because sometimes when you have a name and you didn't know about it and you find out somebody else had it, it's just like, oh shit, you didn't know. But then some people just keep running with it because it's not like they could press up on you and go, oh, you took what's mine, blah, 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 blah. So just to make sure if anybody decide to do that, if I ever get bigger, if it's in my destiny in the cards through the grace of God, then you know, when you get bigger, there's always been people that be like, money, because you stole my name, I'm suing you. Bitch, where?
Right.
But you
No,
know what I'm
you're good. Listen, anything goes on this show, honey. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Yeah, no, one thing I want to just recap on what you said as well, which is very important. Trademarking is very, very important. And like you say, I've seen that so much. I've been in the industry since 2006, and I've seen so many people with the same names. It's just, and you have to be very smart as an artist, just like you said, just like you are, and make sure that, you know what I mean, as soon as you decide on your name, trademark it, man. Trademark it straight away, because otherwise what can happen is people catch on, you feel what I'm saying? And then you're going to have this thing of maybe someone else is going to go trademark it, then you're running with that name, then in the end you find out you either going to get sued or you got to change your name. So that's dope. That's really dope that you did that.
Yes,
Dope.
yes.
And listen, you are going to get big, all right? It's destined for you. Like I said before, I see how you be working. I see how relentless you are, how dedicated you are. And you know what I'm saying? And you are definitely a force to be reckoned with. And I love, like I said, the acronym fits you 120%. Like it just fits you all over. It just embodies everything about you. So that's fire. So I want to ask you, you're more than welcome. How old were you when you realized you had this passion for music? And then how old were you when you decided to pursue it to the extent that you are pursuing it now?
I was between 11 and 12 years old. RIP to my idol, Aaliyah. That woman and that third and last album, the Red Album, I'm pretty sure you know about or know of it,
Yep.
changed my fucking life. Every genre, like the sonic, it was sonically good. It was so good. I was just like,
Right.
oh my God, I know my destiny. I know what I want to be. Because
Right.
she made it okay for Black women, Black people to be different, daring. So what would the industry say? I'm going to do it my way. She basically declared how she wanted her sound and her style to be. And I look up to that so much. Anybody that knows me know I'm an Aaliyah stan. I'm a quiet one because I feel like I don't only say something if necessary, because basically you can't control a lot of opinions about how they feel about people. So I'll stand back and I'll let them say whatever. But if it comes to where it's just like you're really doing too much, I'll step in. But yes, that woman changed my life. And I wrote my first song called Anything You Need, Just Call Me. And I made it off of beats of a piano that a neighbor that used to live where I'm at right now. I used to borrow her piano and I made this jazzy beat. My mom heard it. She loved it. And I sang it for her. Basically, it's like, anything you need, just call me. I'll be there in a jiffy. Some shit like that. And I only had 4 lines, and I wasn't grown, obviously. I was a child. I didn't have any experience. So it was just like I threw it out because I felt like I needed to grow more and experience life. And yes, the rest is history.
That's what's up. And how old were you? How old were you at that point? How old were you when you did that?
I was like 12 years old.
12 years old. That's what's up. So you basically, from that point on, you was like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna pursue. This is what I want to do, and let's get it. That's what's up. That's definitely dope. And how about your family? Is there anyone in your family that is musically inclined that influenced you, or are you like the main one?
I'm like the main one. I don't know anyone before me. My second niece, from my mom's side, my sister from my mom's side, my second niece, she followed my footsteps, which was shocking to me because I used to sing around her all the time. So I sang Keisha Cole, Mary J. Blige, Aaliyah, Beyonce, all the female artists that I have in my playlist. And she just started following me, and I just looked at her like, you want to pursue a career in this. And at the time, she was kind of into it, and she's a child, she didn't know much, but she was just following me because she looked up to me a lot. So obviously when she got older, she had different plans because I guess she's not in a place where it's just like maybe singing's not for her, and that's okay. But she does sing once in a blue. She give me like a Janae Aiko scissor type of vibe.
That's dope.
I was gonna send her a song that I wrote for her to sing to and help her out with the video, but apparently she had other plans, and I respected that. But I don't know anybody else that's musically inclined. Yes, I do actually. I have a distant cousin from my mother's side. I met her because I've not seen her in years, but she was cool, and I seen her at an open mic show. Apparently we're not close. To be honest, it's whatever. It happens. You don't know people like that. You just like, all right, you stay there, I stay here. It's nothing personal. Just I don't know her like that.
Yeah. I feel you. I trust me. I definitely feel you. My dad's got a massive family, and it's like I know of everyone, but we just don't know each other like that. If you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I totally
Right.
100%. Yeah, I resonate with that. So what category would you put yourself into? Would you call yourself a lyricist, a MC, or would you just say you're an artist in general? Because I want to ask you. Obviously, I've heard you rap. You sing too, right?
Yes.
There you go. All right. So yeah. So what would you just call yourself an all round artist?
I call myself a storyteller. I do not like to call myself a lyricist because even if even though if I was to be like create more creative with it, like a Kendrick Lamar, like a future, like a out of the world type of shit, I'm
Right.
not saying that's a bad thing, but it's I don't think it's in my lane. And if I do something like that, I'm challenging myself, which I have no problem doing.
Right.
But I'm more of a storyteller because I like to talk about personal experiences. I would like to be one of those artists that's a girl next door, but with an edge. I
That's
love that feel for
yeah.
me. I
I,
don't, yeah.
yeah. Go on. No, carry on. Sorry. Go on. Carry on.
I'm so sorry, but yes, I don't consider myself a lyricist. Um, Even though if people call me that, I'll truly appreciate it. I will
Right.
never brag and think that I'm better than somebody and stuff
Right.
like that. Even though in this game you have to, because there's always someone else that's trying to compete with you.
Right.
I don't I don't do stuff like that. You're better than me. All applause to you. I'm not gonna ever hate on you. If I'm better than somebody else, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not gonna judge them for how they do them, but if you
Right.
come for me, then expect me to come back. 'Cause I'm a strong woman. I'm not gonna tolerate a lot of things. But
Right.
yeah, I consider myself a storyteller.
That's dope. And I feel like you got that right as well. I feel like, when people say I'm the best, I feel like no one can actually say they are the best. You can be the best that you can be, but there's so much talent out here. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For someone to say I'm the best, that's some ego talking, because if you take the ego away and you hit reality, you know how many majorly talented people there are out here. So you can't really say you're the best. You know what I mean? You could just,
there's always people that are bigger and better than you.
exactly.
I have to
Exactly.
run with that. Because if I'm gonna
Exactly.
be in the industry,
Hmm.
an executive could go, okay, you're good, but we found somebody better. How am I
Right.
supposed to do that? I can't get mad and have a bitch fit because they didn't want me. They found somebody better.
Exactly.
I have to accept that. There's
E-
always something, you know what I mean? There's always something bigger and better in my plans through the grace of God,
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly. And I was just gonna say that, you know what? That every rejection is a new direction anyway. So when you do get rejected for something, it's because something better is out there for you. And it's, you know what I mean? There's different things for different strokes for different folks, different fittings for different people. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with you on that 100%. So like what would you say is your favorite genre of music? Or do you not have one?
Predominantly R&B. I grew up with R&B. My mother didn't like infused it on me. I did it on my own. My style of music is basically the 90s and the 2000s. I'm not mad at today's music. If I dabble in it, I'm doing it not for the people, I'm doing it for me. I
Right.
want to make that clear because I've seen a lot of artists that like the blending with the times, and I'm not knocking them for that, but it's not for me. And I don't have to like that type of music if I don't want to. I mean, everybody's selective in their own right. So
Yeah.
but my music is basically 90s and the 2000s. That's all I've known growing up. So yes, predominantly R&B.
And I love it as well because I'm a let me give my age away a little bit. I'm a 80s, 90s, 2000 like baby. I love all of that whole era. I even like before
Mhm.
then. You feel me? I even like 70s and 60s music. Like I'm really an old school soul. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Like I can listen to the new school stuff, but I'm selective. I'm very selective. There's certain stuff I can't listen to, and it just depends on mood too. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, you
That's
resonate.
right. I'm like that too.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, who would you say have been some of your biggest influences in your life, first of all? So, just in your life period, and then in the industry. So, if you can answer it in two parts for us.
Well, my one and only mother.
Yeah.
Mother. I'm sorry, like if I could put anybody else in there, um, besides family, shout out to Real Lyrics if he's watching. He's damn near the closest thing to a father.
Right.
I never thought we would get as close as we did. I'm not close to my real father, so I'm able to share this with you guys. I have no problem with it. I'm not
Yeah.
close to him. we just don't get along. We don't see eye to eye. I've been through verbal, physical, and mental abuse from this man.
Right.
So it affected me as a person and as an adult. So where
Right.
it's just like the way I carry myself kind of has something to do with that. And I'm
Right.
trying to like
Right.
separate
Right.
because I don't want to have that effect on other people
Right.
and my kids if I ever have that, the family life in the future. But
Right.
yes, my mother and real lyrics because he's like damn near a father figure and he's been helping me a lot with
Right.
just every aspect, you know what I mean? And we talk almost every day. I truly appreciate him. Shout out to you if you're still watching.
To
Like
him.
that
Yeah.
man, he's a very nice person. He helps everybody. He's not selective. And he doesn't he's just not on that shady shit, and
So
no matter how we feel about things in general, we could always agree to disagree without being combative. That's
yeah.
very important too. But yes, speaking of my mom, she's been there for me throughout my whole life. And she's helping me with, supporting my dream. I love her to death for that. Whatever that woman needs, I am there because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be walking on this earth.
Right. Shout out to
If you y'all guys watching, appreciate your parents. Who, if it mother, father, or
X.
both, appreciate that shit because not a lot of people get to live long to see, their kids growing up or what I mean, and not be able to have their parents around. It's very important to like
Right.
have that type of love from your family.
Well said. I definitely, what's the word? Yeah, I just double what you said. Like, I agree with that. The proper word's gone out of my head, but yeah, I'm with you on that 100%. I solidify that. There you go. There you go. The word came. God, I'm getting a brain
Now,
freeze already. God damn. But yeah. So who would you say in the industry has been some of your biggest influences? Evidently, we know Aaliyah, right? Because you already mentioned,
yes,
rest in peace, Power and Paradise Queen. We love you, girl.
yes,
Yeah. Who else?
Beyonce,
Hey,
Brandy,
dope,
Khalees, Mary
dope,
J. Blige,
dope,
Nicki Minaj, the reason why I started rapping, Sade, and
dope.
Tony Braxton.
I'm with you on them. You even said some of mine. That's what's up. Dope.
Yeah,
And you know what? I want to say it as well, Eimaj. Like, I really do commend you for sharing what you shared with us just now. About the trauma that you had endured previously. In your life. And
yeah.
I just want to say to you, like, you're just amazing. And to be able to talk about it and just be so steadfast and strong with it and be able to deal with it, it shows that you've been able to deal with that trauma and you haven't, how can I say it? A lot of people go through trauma and they don't admit that they're somewhat traumatized by it. So what happens is, in effect, they don't ever get over it. And when certain things happen, they flare up and, they end up hurting other people. So I definitely commend you. And I want to ask you right here and right now, I have a podcast that I do called Tones of Justice on a Sunday with Greta McLean from an organization in Tennessee called Silent No Longer, and they deal with they deal with every level of activism from racism, police brutality to trauma, any type of trauma, sexual abuse, physical abuse, the whole 9 yards. And I'm actually one of their board members, but we do this podcast called Tones of Justice on at 1:30 on a Sunday, and we discuss the correlation between music and social justice issues. So what I'm gonna do is, if it's good with you, obviously after we finish this, I'm gonna hit you up and we're gonna get you on the show, because what we'll do is we'll spotlight your track. Hardcore is perfect for it, and we'll spotlight you on there so you can, obviously we can get involved in the discussions and stuff, and just, like I said, you are a very strong role model for anyone else that has gone through that. And I just feel that would be dope. And I feel like Silent No Longer, as a massive organization that they are in Tennessee, they would definitely love to tap in with you too. They're always putting on different events and stuff like that. So I'm gonna hook you up, and we just
Thank you
definitely.
so much. That would mean a lot. Thank you.
More than welcome. You're definitely more than welcome. So just quick shout out. The chat is going crazy, all right, on Facebook. I did tag you on my page. I don't know if you got it, but I shared it on my page and I tagged you in it. But everyone is going crazy in the chat. There's so many comments. I just want to shout out to everyone that's in the chat right now. I'm trying to catch up with it. I'm just going to let you know who's in the building, because obviously these are your people as well as mine that have tapped in. So
Okay.
let me go right from the beginning, all right? And I'm just going to let you know who's in the building for you. So Ashley Hoffman is in the building. Shout out to Ashley.
Ashley, love you, girl. She's
Thelma
always
Lopez.
supportive.
Yes, always. Thelma Lopez in the building. JT, Joseph Taylor with Mindset. He's in the building. Rich Alexander. Shout out to Rich Alexander. Big Sleep. From Big Sleep from what is it? Is it not play? I get confused now. Carolina Promotions, is it? Big Sleep. Help me out. I've forgotten the name of your whole movement for a second. My brain is freezing. We got Dwayne Hooks, Webster, New Jersey is in the building. Dorky Review Show's tapped in to see you too.
Hi, Jackie. He's so awesome. I just sent my phone to him the other day. He's cool.
Yeah, he's been sharing it out. He says, share it out. He's been sharing it like crazy. Also, who else we got? Shoshana from the UK. That's my mum, but she's loving you too. My man is in the building. DJ Shizmack. Shout out to my baby as well. He loves that track of yours, hardcore as well.
I appreciate him.
Oh, Steady Grind Music Publishing is in the building supporting you as well. Shout out to them. Who else? Hold on, let me see. There's loads of comments. It's going crazy in here. Oh, Anonymous, of course.
Anonymous, hey.
Yeah, Real Lyrics, you're phenomenal. I call him your family really more than your manager. Like your family's in the building. You feel me?
Yeah, he's everything, yeah.
Who else we got? Bossy! Beautiful Bossy.
The boss.
Yeah.
The boss.
Hey, yep. So we got Jag Life in there. Crystal Diane is in the building, which is obviously Dorky's beautiful wife. He is in the building too. That's what's up. And, hey, let me see who else. Hold on, let me just check. Oh, Ronald. Shout out to Ronald Farrell Jr. in the building too. Shout out to him. And Derek. He manages a girl, an artist, phenomenal artist called Finesse Banks. He's in the building, tapped in to see you too. That's what's up. And if I miss you guys, just put your hand up and I'll shout you out. Bossy V says Sade is her favorite too. Sade was definitely one of my biggest like inspirations and icons, which you mentioned as one. And then, shout out to Young Promise as well, is in the building. Shout out to Young Promise. She's tuned in to see you. Anonymous also said Eimaj can sing and rap. Yeah, that's what I said. I said, you can sing too, right? It's like, yeah. That was from Anonymous. She has a hit named No Filter. Okay, you have, yeah, I don't think I've heard that.
No, you know.
Is that like an older one? Is that like an older track?
This is my second single off my debut EP called Life. So, and we'll explain how we did that after. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. And then we got Karen Bowden's in the building. Shout out to her as well. She tapped in to see you. And let me see. If I miss you guys, just throw your shout out to Ronald Farrell. He said C4OC Radio is in the building. That's what's up. They tapped in to see you too. So that's what's up. Listen, if I miss you all, just throw your hand up so I can shout you out. Okay. But I think I went through them all. So, all right, listen, I think at that point, let's play hardcore again. Yeah. So let's have everyone hear it. Yeah, let's get to it. So I've just got a few questions before we do. Who did the beat? That beat is crazy. Like who did the production on that?
Oh, his name is Temper. He's been advocating for me, sending me emails to use his beats. Right. And at first I was like not sure. Let me begin how the song Hardcore really started. I actually did the old version in 2019.
Right.
And it was like an old school type of beat. It has like a Queen Latifah, like a feel like the 90s, late 80s. And the way I wrote it, I didn't like it, but I rapped it for a while in showcases because I just wanted to get myself out there. And then for some reason I wanted to write it all over to make it all make sense, because I feel like I mixed some words in the verses. Right. So as of mid to late 2020, I was figuring out how I wanted to put it all together. And I still wanted to keep the subject the same. Basically, it's about the hood and politics. Yeah. So I felt like it was very important to talk about what's going on in those two sides, because it has not been talked about in a minute. I feel like who kept that more consistent was like Kendrick Lamar. Who else done that? Beyonce with Lemonade. Like we had some people who still talk about black issues, because I feel like that's very important. So I wanted to keep that going by using a different beat. And I found Tempo. So when I wrapped it together with that beat and the lyrics, I was like, oh my God. I was so hyped. But when I'm hyped like that, that means it's a hit to me. So when I recorded it in the studio, my manager, Real Lyrics, is there. And when he heard everything come together, he was like, release that. Now, release that. When are you going to release it? Da-da-da-da. He just kept, with excitement. And I was like, just still figuring out the time when I wanted to release it and when I wanted to do the video. So when I figured it out, I told him January 4th, and that's when it happened. And then we did the video like the end of January, and then the rest is history with it.
Man, I'm telling you, man. Listen, guys, if you haven't heard this track, you're about to be blown away. This is definitely one of my major favorites that I like to play on the show a lot. So let me get it up, and man, let's get it, man. Let us know in the chat. I know, obviously, a lot of I know Dorky's heard it because he loves it. He just actually said, yeah, play that track. So he's actually just requested for that one to be played. So just give me a minute because my computer is being booky. Give us a sec. But yeah, so yeah, let us know what you think in the chat, especially if you haven't heard it before. But even if you have, just throw everything. I want to see the fires going up, the flames going up. And just so you know, Bossy V also said that her girls are saying hello to you, Eimaj. They're like,
Hey,
Bossy,
girls. Oh my
hey,
God, I appreciate them so much. They're beautiful. They're
they're so
beautiful.
cute. I know I haven't met them in person, but they're so cute and beautiful,
Yeah,
for
I have.
real.
They're beautiful, beautiful girls.
That's what's up. They really are. All right, I can't wait to meet Bossy and meet them also. So, all right, meanwhile, let's get it, man. We are here with the one and only phenomenal, man, Eimaj. And this is her hit track, Hardcore. You now tapped into I'm for Radio. Let us know what you think in the chat. Let's get it.
Hey.
Hey. Please share the live, guys. Appreciate you.
Eimaj. Bang, bang, gun music to your ears. External toughness and eternal fears. Pragmatical tales from the Bloods and Crips on how they're dealing with the gangster shit. Black men and women growing up in poverty. Fire with the Glock and preceding robberies. Niggas selling bags to make a lot of bread. The hard knock life must survive, move ahead. On every block, peeping holes on the corner. Giving up the pussy for the money and the boner. Now think about the possibilities of getting raped. A scary situation that can make them lose their faith. What about the kids that's supposed to be the future? They're getting kidnapped by evil ass losers. Time to get woke, not sleeping anymore on the issues at hand, cause life is hardcore. Running through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Running through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Speaking of race, I've been seeing white people wanna take our rhythm, not the blues, not equal. Spitting real facts, y'all will never have the flavor. Real originators in the building, no fakers. Rolling with the narrative, you're better than us. We came here first and influenced you. Hush! Supremacy is finding ways to leave us in the gutter. You like to be oppressed by calling us a nigga. Police on the road trying to take us all out. Donald Trump the reason why they're getting all the clout. KKK is written on the orange face. Ain't fooling anybody, what a fucking disgrace. Melanated kings and queens, fight for your dream. Be what you wanna be, making that cream. Time to get woke, not sleeping anymore. You wanna know why? Because life is hardcore. Running through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Running through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Running through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Running through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core.
Yes, Eimaj, man, Hardcore. Available on all major streaming platforms, y'all. I need y'all to go run them numbers up. And there is a video out as well on YouTube. We're going to talk about that too. So, all right, just going to go to the comments real quick and read because they're coming over fast and furious. Shout out to Johnson Lee. He said, this is different. And then we got Anonymous, obviously, throwing up the fire and flames. We had Steady Grind Music Publishing said, Flowetry vibes. Actually said, hard to the core, put up the fire. Shout out to Gutter Black in the building, supporting you as well. Thelma was putting up the fire. Love this, said Crystal Diane. Nothing but fire. Y'all burn the chat down. 10 toes, y'all, said Anonymous. Obviously Dorky loves it. Yo, it was going crazy. Let me see the fire. I said, yeah, burn down the chair. That's what I said. Like, I want to see all the fire and flames. So you want to see how many fire and flames go? I put some little explosions going up too. 90s hip hop sounds today, definitely without shadow of doubt. The vibes to Crystal Diane. And yeah, just all the fire and flames. She's killing the track in such a smooth way. Exactly, Crystal. Like, easy with it, man. Just like walking, like, how can I say, just floating on the track, like, for real. And the content is so like on point, like 100%. And that's the type of music that I really wish more people made. You know, music with a message like that and content. And that's why we started the podcast Tones of Justice, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to really showcase artists like yourself who actually do have that type of music, you know what I'm saying? And we're not stopping anyone from making any other music, because you got to tell your stories, you feel me? But we just feel like that's why that's a hit all day. I feel like that needs to be on major radio play consistently. It really, really does. You're more than welcome. Ashley said, "Tired of the pain. I'm ready for," quoting the lyrics. I always pronounce her name Eimaj. It is Eimaj, right? It is. You do. You pronounce it Eimaj. Yeah, you pronounce it right, Dorky. She got a radio. Have you got a radio edit? Steady Grime was asking. Do you have a radio edited version?
It's on streaming platforms too.
It's on streaming platforms. There you go.
It blacks out the curses. So
Without the curses. Yeah, that's dope. And that's, again, I want you know, any independent artist that's tapped in right now to just be very aware of that. Like, it's okay to have explicit music, anything goes, but always remember, in order to get consistent DJ and radio play, you do need to have a clean edited version as well. So that's dope that you do. Let's not forget, Eimaj was recently mentioned over 1,000 streams. Oh, that's dope too. And that was that's on Hardcore, or which track was that on? Congratulations.
On Hardcore. Yes, I got the plaque. Yes, for 1,000 streams. Yes, I was very proud.
And listen, it's just gonna keep growing. So get ready for more plaques, okay? Because more is coming your way, girl. I'm telling you. Very deep tracks at Bossy V. So yeah, let's get back into the question I wanted to say about the video. So you have the video is done to this, correct?
Yes.
And is there a remix of this as well that you've done?
Yes.
Okay, dope. So just tell everybody, we are able to play videos on here, but the only thing is, with the Zoom, for some reason, when we play the video, the audio is not too good. But what I'll do at the very end, because we're gonna play the track so the audio is clear, at the very end, I will play the video at the end of the interview. Yeah.
Actually, I sent you the audio version to that remix.
Oh, you did? Oh,
yes, I did.
Good. Oh, you did? Mm-hmm. All right, dope. So listen, that's what we're going to play now. So tell us, before we play the remix, who is on the remix with you?
His name is R. Blade. I met him through lyrics. Originally, he was not supposed to be on it. It was actually supposed to be 2 other artists, and including lyrics. Now, with that situation, I wanted Elvel, that's his name. He's a part of Team Illusion. I wanted him to have more shine. And I spoke to lyrics about it. He didn't feel a way about it, but apparently the other artist did. Right. Now, this is my song. Whatever executive decision I make, and I feel like if it's best for everybody or for myself, I'm gonna do it regardless. Right. Now, I'm not trying to start no beef or nothing. So please, guys, I hope you're not assuming anything. I'm just speaking on business. But anyway, I just wanted Elvel on the track, and apparently, we kept having this off and on falling out. I didn't have time for that. And plus, like, I was already having the intention to release a second single. It was not supposed to be No Filter. Right. But I was already late on releasing another single, kind of, because I was like all over the place. And then Real Lyrics, you know, we were talking about, like, you know, I need somebody on a remix. I'm deciding to do this and blah, 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 expressing my frustration. And he goes, "What about R. Blade?" I was like, oh my God, why the hell I didn't think of that? I was so mad at myself, because I'm pretty sure if I thought about it earlier, it would have been released at least March. Right. At least March. So I was just like, okay, can you get him to be on the track? Can you call him? Can you contact him? Let him know. He was like, I got you. Don't worry about it. Boom. He contacted lyrics back. He said he was down, showed him the beat. He loved it. He said it reminded him of, you know, him being a young man when he was 16, because it gave him that essence of real hip hop. Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah. He wrote the verse, and then when I met him, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he's here, because I was just hoping, like, who's gonna be on it, and he came just in time. And when we recorded the song, and I heard his verse, I was like, the essence of this remix like wow, like I was amazed by his verse. It's very street in the way he did it. Like he was chill, but like tough. You'll hear it
Right,
when he say it. It's like
right.
chill but tough. I like that shit. So
That's
I was just like, all right, this gotta be on radio. This gotta have a video. And then when Lyrics heard that, he was like, you gotta release that too. And then he Lyrics spoke to Z1, the director. Shout out to Z1. That man is incredible. He's one of the hottest directors in the independent scene. He did hardcore in the remix. Wonderful job. And we just Lyrics discussed with him that I wanted to do a video for the remix.
dope.
And that's when everything came together and the rest is history.
All right, listen, we're gonna spin it right now. Then we'll talk some more. So, give me 1 second while I pull this one up. So this is the hardcore remix featuring R. Blade. So this is Eimaj featuring R. Blade, and this is the hardcore remix. You're now tapped into I'm From Radio. Let's get it.
Eimaj.
Oh, Doc. New shit. Razor in my mouth when I walk mean streets. Got my name for that. In this concrete jungle, never been one for talking. Fight was much louder than the barking. Get at me. Ask me if I gave a fuck. Quick to tell you no in the heart. No cap, the shit could have cost facts. Good kid in the mad city, rotting all the way through. Need your boys to jump me. So what that really say about you? Pussy. Try to push me to the edge, shoulda went over, but I gained knowledge of self. Used to get bent off of weed and Henny shit, still do. Touch one of mine, best believe I would kill you. Bizarre ride to the far side, I'm willing to explore. For my loved ones, bringing war to your door, hardcore. Shit ain't never sweet, niggas know triggers don't got hearts. And spicy talking niggas don't got smarts, that part.
Pulling through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Pulling through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes. Hold up, wait a minute. Forget the silence, and I will turn up with the violence. Keep fucking with me, I'll risk it all and leave you dying. Forget about a gun, I don't need a gang gang. I use my bare hands to put you down, bang bang. I'm a lady, I shouldn't have to act this way. Y'all stay coming for me, I got the time today. I'll be minding my own, won't you leave me alone? It's a warning, step the fuck back, don't. Back in the day, I got assaulted so bad, I cut the nigga face, made it through very glad. Survival on the rise, I've been moving on the go. I ain't got time for these fake assholes. You ain't feeling my songs? Take your ears off. Flow is mad sick, so you know I got the sauce. Average to you, but I'm awesome to me. And a shorty pimped out, that's who I be. Pulling through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Pulling through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Pulling through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core. Pulling through all the danger, no matter what, keep it gangsta. Tired of the pain, I'm ready for war. 10 toes, nigga, I'm hard to the core.
Yes. I've heard that before though. I do love the remix too. So that was hardcore remix. That was Eimaj featuring R. Blade. And yeah, killed it. And I'm just gonna read some of the comments because I totally agree. I love the fact that you did write a whole new verse on the remix instead of just doing what you already did on the original. You get what I'm saying?
You know why I wanted to do it that way? Because I wanted to take a different approach. I was like, already, I did the political thing, but I want to take it street. Because
Right.
hardcore can mean different things, however you want to abbreviate it, however you want to look at it. So I just feel like, you know what, since I've done the political shit, let me do the hardcore shit. You know, for the people that likes that, you know, that like stuff like that. I just wanted to be versatile about it.
But that's dope. I really love the fact you did that. And even Dorky said, thank you, Eimaj, for the content always. You're doing a great service for female content creators out here. You're a beast with the bars and it can inspire so many to do just that. Exactly. So he just said, stay positive. And then again, agree with me on the fact that you love the fact that you switched the bars up, and a lot of people were agreeing on the chat as well. The fire signs going crazy. Yeah, was it what I really love about the remix is she actually wrote a brand new verse instead of keeping it the same and adding the feature. Exactly. Yeah, that's basically what I said as well. So yeah, man, like everyone going crazy. Diversity, said Shoshana. So I want to ask this question. Oh, hold on. Real Lyric said it's much better writing a whole new verse for a remix. Yeah, definitely. And I want to ask you, I want to just go backtrack a little bit where you said you can sing, right? Did you ever like have any vocal lessons or anything like that when you were at school or when you were younger, or not? Or you just had a gift and you just worked with it, kind of self-taught?
I started on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't good. I'm gonna be honest, I was not that good at first. Because usually when it starts, you don't sound right. And then when I hit high school, I started taking music classes. Miss Baker, that's my high school music teacher. She noticed that I had a talent. I just needed a lot of work in it. And I was like, I started to get known for my singing in 12th grade. And people, started to check for me a little bit. Every time I sing a Beyonce song or a Jennifer Hudson song, stuff like that, they would be like, "Oh, girl, come on, sing," But let me
That's
hear something. Let me hear something. I thought, I appreciated the love, but at the same time, I thought, like, was it really genuine? Because I started to
right.
realize, not everybody really wants you to. Not everybody really root for you like they say they do.
Exactly.
I
That's
had
true.
to realize that, and it's just like, you know what I mean? And it's crazy because some of these people are still on my Facebook page. We
Right.
don't talk, we don't nothing, but it's like, I ain't nothing personal. We don't know each other like that. But started, vocal lessons started in high school, and then I did it again in my I think in 2018, I did vocal lessons
Right.
again at Crown Vocal School in Manhattan,
So
and I did a 10-day vocal lesson session, and that was interesting. I had a lot of nervousness going on because I was always insecure about my voice because I
right.
didn't sometimes I felt like it was too husky or
Right.
it sounded a little masculine because
Absolutely.
I heard women who have masculine you know, tones, but it's something they can't control. They take advantage of that shit. Phyllis
Mhm.
Hyman,
Facts.
Jasmine Sullivan, Anita Baker, Tony Braxton. Like I applaud those women for not being afraid to
Mhm.
to use their range. It, no
Exactly.
matter how, if they sing down here, like they don't care. Like they
It's true
take that
though.
shit out.
It's
And
true.
I
Mhm.
and I feel like as an artist, if I'm gonna sing, I have to use my range. If I could
Right.
go way up here, I could go way down here. I want to play with it. I don't just want to like keep singing way
It
too
was,
high.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah, and I know exactly what you're saying because I had an interview on the Proof podcast yesterday, and he was obviously asking me about when I was, more of an independent artist than the radio host, and we were having the same
Mhm.
conversation, and that's exactly what I was saying. Like I didn't have the confidence. I didn't think I had a voice. My voice was deep. I thought I sounded like a boy, and literally that
Yeah.
was the reason. I had to kind of tap into just a couple of vocal lessons in order to get my confidence up and then realize the range that I had because when I started singing, just like you said, I started to just sing low key. That was it, just down here all the time. But then when
Mhm.
you go to a vocal, professional vocal coach or school, they're gonna they're gonna really push your range to see exactly how big your range is, and then work on teach you how to work on the different areas. So that's dope. So I'm with you on that. Like I totally get it. Let me see. Kalio, Anonymous, I should say, said, "We love you and support you always, Eimaj. Fuck the politics. Fake fans out there to try to expose you in a bad way. Yeah, but you know what? We just let them, even if they don't want to unfriend you, just let them sit on your page and let them see the greatness that is unfolding. Just let them, stew in whatever it is they're going through. Because always remember when people are not supporting you or they're, as you call it, hating or whatever, it's just they're not happy about something in their life. Because anyone that's happy with themselves and with their life is going to support. You feel me?
It's funny that you said that because I had like beefs recently with a couple of artists, like one for no reason and like the other one was like based on a song. So it was just like and it just grew into something unnecessary, basically
Right.
hateration. And I'm
Right.
just like, damn, what the fuck is going on? Like, instead of coming at me directly, you go around people we know to talk shit or you use social media. But then, if I wanted to talk my shit, it's a problem. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying for in general. And it's just I wish like I'm not gonna sit up and act like, I never use social media as a platform to express myself because I have. And I think everybody does it, and I feel like, I need to like work on that because sometimes I get in the heat of the moment and I'm ready to be like, listen, you know what I mean? And I have to remember like I'm an artist and I'm kind of a public figure in the independent
Yeah,
scene. So whatever I do and say,
it's gonna be
people may look at me as like, damn, she got an attitude problem. Damn, she's combative. Why
right.
she always mad? And it's not always about being mad. It's about stating your opinion, stating your point, which you won't tolerate, and vice versa. That's
Right.
all I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, no, that's true. And but that's another thing that we discussed on the Proof podcast yesterday. And I was saying, like, as artists, as influential figures, whatever you do, you have to be very careful with the internet because whatever you put out, even if you delete it, you don't know how you see how with celebrities, right? You see when they post up something and then within like within I don't know, within a couple of hours they've taken it down. But then when you go on
Mhm.
YouTube, you see like it's let's sip tea and let's discuss the post that Cardi B put up, but then she deleted it because people already when you get to a level of fame, people are already out there waiting for you to post something to screenshot it to do what they can to then try and use it again, to try and use it against you and stuff. So yeah, you do have to be very mindful because you might just be like you say innocently just in the heat of the moment, blah, 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 I'm just expressing myself. But other people that don't want to see you do well or have an issue because they're not happy with themselves are going to try and use that against you. So yeah, it was well said what you said. Let
Yeah.
me just read the comments real quick and then we'll get into some more questions. Let me see. Real Lyrics said, yeah, Z1 is one of the best music directors. He's doing No Filter video tomorrow and Z1 director anonymous music video on August the 20th. That's what's up. He's the one that did the video for the Hardcore remix, correct?
Hardcore original and the remix, yeah.
Oh, dope. He did it for both. Dope.
Yes,
That's
he
what's
did.
up. We
Mhm.
got That's What Haters Do. That was from the Steady Grind. Real Lyrics said, yes. She needs to tone it down some. Laugh out loud, he said.
Yeah, because
Uh,
we talk about it all the time. Yeah, he knows.
right. And then we see I have to go now. I have a show to do. Good luck. Good luck. Much love, he said. That was from Gutter Black to you as well. He has to come off
Thank
now.
you
So
so
thank you for
much.
tapping in, brother. Let me see what we see. Oh, and then we had go through DM or Messenger. Don't let them expose yourself like that because that's what they want. And yeah, so everyone's just kind of agreeing with what you said. And the ways to how can I say it, just combat it, you know what I mean, just come at a different way, like a different approach to it. So all right, so let's get into it. What are, or who I should say, not what, who are your top 5 favorite artists in the industry, dead or alive, any genre? Top 5 females. I think you mentioned actually all of them already, but if you can just summarize them again. Top 5.
Ooh. Well, like I said, Aaliyah is my number one, always and forever.
Mhm.
Um, Beyonce, because
Hey.
like for some reason, like every time she got something out, I'm like there. I used to be a stan. But now I calmed down because it's like, I was like the type of stan is like, if you said some shit about her, I'm ready to come for
You
you.
was off.
I had to tone that down, but like no matter what she released, I was there. Brandy, I love her voice. Like the airy sexiness that she had going on. I was like,
Mhm.
I want to do something like that. I really do. Like with the like I can't even do it, but she does it way better. But and then she used her vocal layers, and that's another thing. Her vocal layers out of this world.
Yeah, crazy. She's
Very
dope.
timeless. I don't
Mhm.
care what nobody say about that. Um, MJB. That woman influenced me to be a songwriter when it comes like when I have situations with men, she's the number one inspiration for songwriting.
Definitely. Dope.
My favorite album from her is The Breakthrough,
That's what's up.
top to bottom, Grammy worthy. I was very honored to hear that album and like hear even though I didn't went through the stuff that she was talking about. I felt it like as I did. I didn't experience anything until I got older. And then when I listened back to the album after I went through those things, I was like, "Bitch, yes,
Yeah,
fuck." I
you were
was like, "Yes."
you were
Like,
resonating with them. Yeah.
I've done enough crying, crying, cry. I was in my bag. I was in my bag. But yes, like that's my favorite album from Mary J. So that's 4 I just said. Um,
Yeah, we love Mary J. Mary J's dope. She just got in Star. Is it In Star magazine? She just got her police. She just got put in Star magazine. I think it's the first time, a black woman has been, had the headline cover on that magazine. So yeah, she just cracked that today. So shout out to Mary J on that. But yeah, one more. You got one more.
one more. Mm.
Ooh, it's a tough one. I
Yeah.
can tell by your face.
Yeah, because I don't feel like if you're talking about like top five, I don't like I love all my influences, but like the four I just mentioned are like it for me. Because I always go back
That's
to
cool.
them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. If you don't want to do any more, that's good. That's good. We good with that. All right. How about top 5 independent females? You can put yourself in there. Feel free.
Woo, well, I'm Eimaj. um, Bossy. The
Hey,
reason why I say Bossy because the way she don't let, no matter what type of situation, her condition, she don't.
she don't let
I
nothing get
respect
that.
her courage. It's the courage for me, regardless of like a little spat we got into. No, I'm not gonna talk about a girl she watching. Don't worry about it. But like how people go. Family friends go through the little situation when we settle it is done. Like regardless of all that. I still consider her to be one of the female artists who's confident in what they do. She don't let her situation
Nothing getting
stop
away.
her. Like
No.
I really applaud her for that.
Yeah.
Because there's people gonna be like, oh, I'm in this. I can't do that. Nope. She's like, bitch.
She's there. No matter what, she's relentless. Yeah. She
I
don't
saw
stop.
it on stage and I was screaming. I was screaming. She knows. But yeah, shout out to Bossy. Um, who else? Who else have I heard female wise? I'm not gonna hold you. I don't listen to a lot of female independent artists.
That's fine. No, that's fine. So the two it is you and Bossy V. That's dope. That's dope. All
Yeah.
right. How about top 5 males in the industry, dead or alive, any genre?
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm not into male. I'm into male R&B, but if you're talking about
Okay.
like pop, I don't have any.
Okay.
But I
How about
listen to
male?
their
Okay.
music regardless.
Okay. Any genre. So you said male R&B. So some R&B artists, maybe top 5 or not?
Um,
Not really. If you
mm,
can't, don't worry about it. Still, it's good.
not really. No.
Nah, that's fine. All right. How about top 5 independent? Let's see. Top 5 independent males.
Real lyrics.
There you go.
That man is confident. And he's like, listen, he's like, listen, I do what I do, and you don't like it. Oh well, I did the damn thing. That's his attitude. I really like that because I be watching him. He be feeling it. He be feeling it. I be just like, and he just be laughing at me because he be watching my faces. But yes, him. I'm very proud of Anonymous.
Yeah.
Very proud of Anonymous because I was at his video shoot for Feenin, and that song I thought it gave me like Tony Sunshine vibes. You know Tony Sunshine from back in the 2000s. The tone of his voice gave me very much that, but like that's a banger. I'm not gonna hold you. And then the other song he did with Brooklyn Dro, I met him too. He's a cool guy. That the song that he did that you played on his interview, that's a hit.
No,
Yes, that's a hit. I was very proud. But yes, Anonymous is number 2. I'm very proud of him.
that's what's up.
Infamous Ty.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna say I don't think he's ever said anything, but I was very honored to be on his project. We did a couple of songs together. So I hope you don't get mad at me if he sees this. But yeah, we got a couple of songs together. And I met him back in 2018, 2019. And at first, when he saw me, like he wasn't sure about who I was, but he was off and on with the highs because he don't know what I'm like. But then we kept seeing me consistently and how driven I was with my performances. He was like, "All right, I see Shorty. I'm open up to her." And ever since then, we've been, every time we see each other, it's all love. And then finally, he told me he wants to be on his project. I was like, "What?" Because he don't do that with everybody. So it was just like me. I'm like, I'm honored. So. Yes, Infamous Ty. I saw him perform live at Hall of Fame Studios at the open or showcase over there that I performed with our Blade as well. And he's a beast. He's a beast.
No.
I'm very proud of him. Um
That's 3, right? Yeah. 2 more if you can do 2 more. If you can't, it's cool. If you want to stop at the 3, you can.
Spades the King.
There you go.
Let me tell you why. I heard of him through another artist song, and I was adamant on like working with him because Real Lyrics showed me a song that he was featured on, and I was like, "Who the fuck is that?" I was like, "I want to know who that," because his flow. If Pop Smoke and Kendrick Lamar made a baby, Spades. That's how I felt about it. So
Right.
I was just like, "Yo, I like his flow. Like I like that. Like you know what I mean." And I respect him as a lyricist. Like for real. If he's watching, shout out to you.
Yeah,
And
shout.
yeah, that's all I got for now.
That's cool. That's still dope. Dope. I mean, I think I know definitely the lot would you Spades. I know of him. I heard him because I think isn't he on a song I think with Anonymous? Didn't Anonymous have a song with him on? Someone
Yeah.
I've interviewed. Yeah, he did. Yeah, someone I interviewed had a song with him. So that's dope. That's dope. All right. So if there was one person in the industry that I could make a collaboration happen with tomorrow, who would it be in the industry and why would it be them if I could make it happen?
Anybody in any
Anybody,
part?
anybody in the industry. Yeah, like so not in the indie industry. I'm talking about mainstream.
Mainstream.
Who would you
Ooh.
choose?
Either any of my influences or hmm. Yeah, basically any of my
Any
influences.
influences? Okay. So it's
Yeah.
anyone. That's what's up. That's what's
Like
up.
outside from that, if I was to meet them and like vibe out with them, and I regardless if I listen to their music or not, if I feel
Right.
like if it's possible to work with them, then I'll go based off of how I feel. But if it ain't it, it ain't it. Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's a good answer. Because like you said, you already mentioned, your top 5 influences. So any one of those, that's what's up. And what was the next question? Yeah. What would you say? So I'm having a brain freeze again, man. But this happens on this show sometimes. Everyone's so used to be doing it. It's just part of the show now. If there, like, what would you say has been like your biggest accomplishment so far in maybe your life or music, whichever one you wanna, whichever one you wanna tell us, or maybe it's just in both. I don't know.
Having 4K views on YouTube for hardcore.
That's I saw your post recently on that. Yeah, congratulations because people don't
Thank you.
understand it is hard to get views on YouTube. It really is. Unless you literally have people pushing it or unless you're pushing it on all the group pages and you're asking people to comment as well as, not just like but actually comment. It's hard to get that. So yeah, congratulations. That's definitely an accomplishment without shadow of a doubt. And
Thank you.
it's just gonna keep moving up. It's just definitely just gonna keep moving up. So get ready for it. Get ready for when it hits 10,000, okay?
I hope so.
And definitely don't stop pushing. Like even when you make new music with any artist, even when you do come up with never forget about the stuff that you already have out. Continue to still push that as well. You know what I'm saying? Or get people
Most
to
definitely. Because
yeah,
if I
some
do
people
get
don't do
bigger,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, some people don't do that, and they'll be, oh, I don't know why it's not getting views because you done this other song and you kind of leaving this masterpiece that you got here just floating around. And you ain't
Mhm.
really pushing it. So yeah, definitely, yeah, continue to push it, but it's gonna move up yours easily because it went from 4 just like that. Because I remember watching it, I can't even remember what it was on, but it wasn't on 4,000. Now it's already on 4,000, so it's gonna continue to just keep rolling, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So, what would you say motivates you the most?
What motivates me the most? Just being grateful to wake up in the morning is like enough for me because
That's
not a lot of people get to do that.
that's dope.
And I don't pray as much as I should, but I do believe in God. I'm spiritual, and I feel like personally I don't have to go to church for that because I could always pray to our God, my God, and feel like and just still feel loved. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yes.
I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna walk around here like I'm better than people. I don't care what people from the outside think of me because just because I walk around with a face doesn't mean that's my personality. Maybe I have a face because I could be thinking. Maybe I have this certain face because somebody made me whatever the
I know.
reason is.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna feel sorry for being who I am because if the shoe's on the other foot and you know what I'm saying? If it was you or anybody, I wouldn't sit up there and like be like, oh, this person's I don't know. I'm me, you're you, that's it. Like if I know I have to change some ways about myself, that's for me to work on.
But yeah,
If
because
I need to be put on my place for that, because it's a necessity, I'll listen. And if I know I'm doing it, then I'll most definitely give you the upper hands because I need to stop doing that. That's why back then you couldn't tell me shit. When I was younger, I was very stubborn. I was very like, bitch, what you mean? I ain't got to do, I'm like, no, like, you know what I mean? I was
I
very,
know what you mean.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's how people couldn't deal with me 10, 15 years ago. But now it's like, you tell me something that I did wrong. I'm like,
You'll think about it, yeah, and then you'll you know what I mean. If you like, how can I say
yeah,
it? Like, if someone tells you did something wrong, you're gonna admit and know that you did it wrong. You know what I'm saying? And if you did it wrong, but if you didn't do it wrong, evidently you're gonna be like, well, no, actually, you feel me? As opposed to
yeah,
when you were younger, you'd be like, hey, and you ain't telling me nothing. You ain't telling me.
shit.
Yeah, I feel you.
I tell
I
you a
feel you.
damn
That was
thing.
pretty. That was just me. That wasn't even. Yeah, I know you was probably like a real rocket for real. I can
Yo,
just.
like that's why I be telling people that I'm close to now. If you was around me 10, 15 years ago, you will look at me with all types of stink ass faces. Straight up.
Right.
Like,
Right.
what's your problem? Like, you ain't gotta, I'm just saying hi. Like, I didn't give a fuck who said hi to me, nothing. I'm ready to look at you like what? What's up? Like I was terrible. I had a lot of,
Yeah, you
internal
had
issues
some
going
internal
on.
issues. That's all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's that's what time does. And growing up and maturing, you have to realize that sometimes we really do have to work on certain areas of ourselves. We might be thinking it's other people when it's actually us. So we have to home in. And like I said, that's what age, maturity, and experience does. So yeah, man. And you know what I mean. That's dope that you shared that with us too. So what would you say has been the toughest battle that you've had to overcome? The toughest thing that you've really found hard?
Almost dying 3 years ago.
Oh wow.
Surprisingly, I'm about to share this, but people got to get to know me, right? I almost died on the hospital bed because apparently I was suffering with cellulitis on my leg, low heart rate, and acid reflux.
Oh wow.
I
Damn.
almost died. Because I had a premonition of God telling me, get your ass to the hospital now. Because the ambulance cross means you need to move now before you, because it was an emergency. I need to move. I told
Right,
my mom, and she was already frustrated that she had to wake up 3 in the morning to meet me in the hospital. And
right.
I had to call the ambulance to let them know like I'm not feeling well. And then I just keep feeling my body slowing down. That's all
Wow.
I remember. I'm in the ambulance. I feel my body slowing down, and my heart rate went from 50s, 40s, late 30s. I was like, oh my God, please tell me I'm not gonna finna die in my 20s. Like I was thinking a lot of things.
Right, I can
And then
imagine.
and also I had also had insomnia. So it was just I had all these health issues going on with me 3 years ago that when I got to the hospital and I was all by myself in the dark, I I was scared to sleep because my fear was, okay, if I sleep, I'm gonna die in my sleep. Oh my God, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like it was a traumatizing time,
Right.
and these fucking motorcycles. I'm sorry, they do too much over here. I'm so sorry about that.
It's all right. It's all
But
right.
yeah, it was a traumatizing time for me. So the minute I went to sleep, I woke up and I was like, oh my God, he woke me up. And I
Right.
just looked up at the sky for like 10, 15 minutes, thanking him. Because
Yeah, that's a
he
blessing.
could have just been like, you know what I mean? He could have took me, take me away. But he was like, no.
And I'm
Like,
just glad you got to the hospital. That's like you said, you had like the premonition and you went, and I'm glad you did because we're not even going to talk about the what ifs and the what. The fact is, you're here. It's a blessing, thanks to what I mean, God, the Most High, whoever, whatever, whoever. I'm just saying that for everyone out there because some people have all different names. You got Allah, God, the Most High, all that. So
yeah, most
Jehovah.
definitely.
But yeah, so yeah, that's a blessing, sister, that you're here, and it's definitely something. When something like that happens to you, I feel like it really how can I say it? It really makes you appreciate a day more. It makes you appreciate the people around you more, and it just makes you appreciate your life more, right?
Yes.
without a shadow of a doubt. So all right, and listen, if you had the opportunity to go back and relive your life again, knowing what you know now, would you take the opportunity to go back? But if you did that, you wouldn't know how it was going to work out. So would you stay right where you are at this point, or would you take the chance to go back, knowing what you know now, but not knowing how it was going to work out, and even if you was going to get to this point where you're at now?
My ex. I wish I never fucked with that nigga.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I wished I never met him. Oh man. Oh.
One of them ones. So basically, all right, so you would go back, but you would just, or you would rather, or yeah, you would go back, but just not meet him, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But then you would know if you took that. So basically, yeah, if you say you would go back, so yeah, you would know better, so you wouldn't have even, yeah, you wouldn't even probably cross paths with him, because if you knew what you know now, you would know that he obviously wasn't the one that you should have got involved with. So okay, that's what's up. So you would
But
go
then
back.
looking back at it still too, if I had not went through what I went through, the songs he inspired me to write
True,
would have
and I
never
was just
they
gonna
would
say
never
that.
existed.
I'm glad you just, because I was just
Never
gonna say that. You have to think about that too, yeah, because
existed.
everything we go through, it you know, equates to the people that we are now and the things that we do, especially when you're an artist, the songs you write and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of a tough question, right? Really, in essence.
Yeah. Yes.
You'll be like
'Cause it
this,
would never,
you'll be like
yeah.
here, and then trying to move back a bit. No, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna be back. No, I'm just gonna just erase that part out. That's what's up. Just erase that part with him out. But then, like you say, you wouldn't have the songs that you wrote. So,
It would never exist, yo. Like,
so would you go back then or not? Would you? What's the overall synopsis? Would you go back or not? Or would you stay right where you are now, knowing that you wouldn't have those songs? Or are you like this? Nah, I'd rather just not meet him and just write some other songs.
because I wouldn't know. I mean, I'm 50-50 because it's just like, even if I didn't meet him, I don't know if I would have a boyfriend
Right.
like in between the 2010 and the 2020s. I wouldn't be sure.
Right.
So the fact that, at the time I was desperate for love because I met him off a social website. We knew each
Right.
other for a month before we started dating. So the fact that all that happened so fast, and me being young, like dumb and wanting love, so wanting to fall in love and experience that, and you know
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I think as a person anyway, female or male, when you've experienced a certain amount of trauma and you don't have certain relationships, definitely with a male or a female, your relationship with your parents is a very important thing, and it's going to deter the moves that you make, later on in your life. I've been through it myself, so yeah. That's a whole nother conversation, but yeah, we can get into that more on Tones of
actually,
Justice. When you come on to Tones of Justice, we'll digress that and break it up a little bit more, and we'll get more into that. But yeah. So all right, let's lighten up the mood a little bit then. So all right, tomorrow you got to pack a bag. We're going to be shipping you off to a deserted island. So on this island, you're surrounded by water, evidently. You got some palm trees, got some fruit trees on there, and you do have an electricity socket, and you do have Wi-Fi. So you can take a person or object, food or water. What 4 things would you take, and why would you take them? But bear in mind, you might be on the island for a day, you might be on there for 2 years. We don't know yet. It just depends on how we're feeling. Any food or drink you take will give you a copious amount of supply for the whole time you're there. So what would you take, and why would you take it?
just that one thing.
No, you get 4 things. You can take 4 things. So it can be a person, object, food, or drink. So you got 4 things. What would you take, and why would you take them?
I would like to take a man because I don't want to be lonely. I need some dick. I need some dick, baby, some dick.
Any particular man, or are you literally just any man? Any particular?
No, not just any man. I mean,
You have someone in mind. You have someone in mind, right?
do I?
You don't have to say their name or anything, but you have someone in mind. You are so funny. You are the first person that actually said that.
Damn, like I don't think I have a specific one in
okay.
mind.
Okay, so you just take a man. Okay, so man is 1. So you got 3 more things.
Yeah. My phone.
Your phone. Okay,
Need
2 more.
my phone. You said food.
You can take food. Yeah, so basically you can take a person, an object, food, or drink, but you only allow 4 things in total. So you got 2 down already. You got your phone and you got your man, or whoever the man is.
Macaroni and cheese, because that's my favorite dish.
Okay, macaroni and cheese. One more thing.
And I gotta have my vitamin water because I've been addicted to vitamin water.
Okay, that's good. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what's up. That's what's up. Yo, everyone is laughing in the chat. Says she too much and all the laughing and Lamo, you crazy. Several lyrics. Wow, just the D. So wow. So Mr. Larry Leo. Yeah, everyone's going crazy in the chat laughing. So listen, on that note, I want to ask you when it comes to you creating your music, is there specific producers that you only work with, or do you have do you have a set producer that you normally go to, or are you pretty open to other producers contacting you and sending you beats, and it's just a case of whether or not you're feeling them?
All of them, because I want to stay open-minded. I go for my beats on YouTube because apparently, like, if I like a certain beat, I'll groove to it at first, think of a subject matter, and if I feel like it goes with that beat, I'll
Mhm.
definitely get some words down. Sometimes I have writer's block. It happens.
Oh, that
And
does happen. Yeah.
yeah, and if I go through a certain situation and I already know what to say, I'll
Right.
get the song done between 15 to 20 minutes.
Right.
But sometimes I go back to it, write some lines all over, and sometimes the whole song, because you have sometimes I have a different like, maybe this one worked out for this beat. Oh well, maybe this beat, the song may not work out for that. Like I'm all over the place with it, but I feel like it's all worth it because I want to make sure everything comes together properly.
Right.
But yeah, so is it okay if I could talk about my EP?
Yeah, of course.
But
That's
yes, like
it's for interview. Yeah. So.
yeah, so I've been like working on this EP since 2017.
Oh,
Um, my first single was supposed to be released in 2018, but I kept that in the vault from my debut album that I'm released in 2 years. Um, it's an R&B hip hop EP, and the making of this project is influenced by Aaliyah's self-titled album and Nicki Minaj's third album, The Pink Print. And
good.
the genre elements it contains is boom bap, lo-fi, lunch table, acoustic, and Latin trap.
Nice.
And the subject matters on this EP, I don't believe if any of you haven't heard, it's called Life. The subject matters are urban life, race, infatuation, coronavirus, maternal love, slandering, and estrangement. So it's going to be one emotional roller coaster because that's what life is about. So you're going to get the political side, the sexy side, the fun side, the sensual side, the ratchet side, and the emotional side. So you're going to hear
So
what
there's basically something on there for everyone, because at the end of the day, not everyone's gonna relate to everything or like everything, but the fact that you've got all those different, the different different feelings, I should say. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's it. Yeah, carry on. Sorry, I just want to say that.
Yes, but yeah, I've been working on this EP for a very long time. I was very skeptical about releasing it because I wasn't sure if people were gonna listen to it because we always get those doubts as artists, like, are they gonna like it? Are they gonna show love? Are they gonna this? Are they gonna that? What if they don't like it? We always have these thoughts, and like I've been holding off for it for so long. I was like, you know what? It's time. It's time that I start moving. It's time to not be skeptical, doubtful, and just
Yeah,
go for it.
correct.
Even
Yeah,
if
go
people
for
don't
it.
like it and hate on it, so the fuck what? There's always someone listening. I had to keep remembering that.
Okay.
And me releasing hardcore and then the remix and now no filter. I feel blessed, to see people actually reciprocating the love with all those songs. It really means a lot to me.
Right. Definitely. And when can we estimate, or when is like the provisional date that you want that to be finished and released, or don't you have that yet?
My deadline, I want to make sure of this. I'm gonna say September because I don't want to wait to the end of the year because knowing me, if that's the case, I have to release the album at least the end of 2023 or the beginning of 2024, and I do not want to do that.
Right.
So I want to hopefully release the EP, excuse me, September. And I don't have like a date for it yet, but I want to make
Right.
sure everything is done correctly and mixed and mastered before I'm ready to announce the date and everything.
That's what's up. That's dope. Dope. All right, listen, let's get to another track, because you did send another track to us, and I think it's very appropriate to take a break from the questions real quick, and we'll go to the track. So tell us about the track, the last track that you sent us to play. Tell us a little bit about this one, because didn't this only just drop today?
Yes, this dropped today, and it was supposed to be on streaming platforms, but apparently there's some issues with that. But I'm gonna have to take care of that another time.
Right.
But I felt like I needed to release it on my page because I do not want to postpone it any longer. Technically, that was not supposed to be the single; it's supposed to be another single. But I wanted to give this song another shot because apparently I did this song 3 years ago and I performed it live in Jersey with two other artists that I'm still not getting along with at the moment, actually right now, just altogether. But I wanted to like put that on the back burner, the beat and everything, and I was just like, I'm gonna wait. And then now I was just like, I want to revisit it because I really love the beat so much, and I was not crazy about trap music because I always thought it was generic. So I was like, I met new artists, I met new people. Let me see what's up with this. So I kept hearing the beat. And then after I mentioned Spades earlier about him being on a song, I felt like, oh my God, his voice and his delivery would be perfect. So I
Right.
chose him and lyrics was fine with it. And then I remember bringing it to Young Jay. And when I told him about it, he was like, it would be very therapeutic for him because he was also beefing with people as well. So he felt like he needed to get whatever was in his chest onto that track.
Right.
And yo, when everything came together, I was like, yes, this is the one. I want this one. And when Lyrics was in the studio with me, he heard the whole track. He was like, yes, release this too. Yes, yes. Like he was very, very supportive and I appreciate him for that. So yes, I really can't wait to do the video tomorrow with the fellas. Like that's gonna
Hey,
be one
that's what's up.
experience I can't wait for. Yeah, and I got my outfit. So
Hey,
yeah,
that's
I'm
what's
gonna
up.
look good. I'm gonna look
Oh,
good.
and
Like
it's
it's
tomorrow.
gonna
All right, that's what's up. All right, listen, we're gonna spin the track. So this is No Filter. This is Eimaj's official new track that is released or being released, I should say. Well, it basically is because it's been released onto social media already. So look out for this on all streaming platforms. And this is Eimaj featuring Spades the King and Young Jay. So let's get it. I'm from radio. Let us know what you think in the chat. Let's get it.
Before you talk to me, gotta look in the mirror. Don't come for me, 'cause I have no filter. Before you talk to me, better look in the mirror. Don't come for me, 'cause I have no filter. Finna pop up in the scene right now. Sinners in the hood wanna shut me down. Never go anywhere, believe me, I am. Shining like a star, I don't give a damn. Going mad hard with the music. Bars getting better, so fluid. Simple shit ain't my thing, big facts. But if you like that, then hit the max. Men getting mad cause they can't touch me. I'm the hottest one host try to be. Cutting up while you're still in my swag. Niggas on me, get a red flag. Intimidating you, well now you know. I need mad hitters, give me some more. E-boogie on the rise, wait and see. But otherwise, don't play with me. Before you talk to me, better look in the mirror. Don't come for me, 'cause I have no filter.
My haters be mad they can't do what I do. Really focused on my tunnel vision. Really counting numbers like a mathematician. Always cooking with that ammunition. This that hard work and that repetition. Main goal with killing competition. Bringing back what the game is missing. Real people really know the difference. If you moving fake, then keep your distance. Keep it clean like I'm washing dishes. When I fell, I got a couple stitches. I shot my shot, I got a couple misses. See a star, you better count your wishes. The game is on, man, I'm never quitting. You my son, so I'm babysitting. I'm always cool, but I'm never tripping.
Before you talk to me, better look in the mirror. Don't come for me, 'cause I have no filter.
No filter when it comes to the kid. Niggas wanna pull up to the crib, try to find out where a nigga live. Now I'm on some disrespectful shit. Claim you a man but act like a bitch. Talk to me crazy, that'll make me flip. Try to hold my tongue to rose I sip, but now I had enough, nigga, get off my dick. My name was all up in your fucking mouth. Niggas whack so they look for clout. Ain't nobody checking for your shit, but this nigga still putting singles out. If we beefing, I'ma call you out. Niggas know but they still doubt. That R&B nigga ain't safe too. If you fuck with me, you pick the wrong route.
Before you talk to me, better look in the mirror. in the scene right now. Sinners in the hood wanna shut me down. Never going anywhere, believe me, I am. Shining like a star, I don't give a damn. Going mad hard with the music. Bars getting better, so fluid. Simple shit ain't my thing, big facts. But if you like that, then hit the max. Men getting mad cause they can't touch me. I'm the hottest one host try to be. Cutting up while you're still in my swag. Niggas on me, yellow red flag. Intimidating you, well now you know. I need mad hitters, give me some more. E-boogie on the rise, wait and see. But otherwise, don't play with me.
Before you talk to me, better look in the mirror. Don't come for me, cause I have no filter.
My haters be mad they can't do what I do. Really focused on my tunnel vision. Really counting numbers like a mathematician. Always cooking with that ammunition. This that hard work and that repetition. Main goal with killing competition. Bringing back what the game is missing. Real people really know the difference. If you moving fake, then keep your distance. Keep it clean like I'm washing dishes. When I fell, I got a couple stitches. I shot my shot, I got a couple misses. See a star, you better count your wishes. The game is on, man, I'm never quitting. You my son, so I'm babysitting. I'm always cool, but I'm never tripping.
Before you talk to me, better look in the mirror. Don't come for me, cause I have no filter.
No filter when it comes to the kid. Niggas wanna pull up to the crib, try to find out where a nigga live. Now I'm on some disrespectful shit. Claim you a man but act like a bitch. Talk to me crazy, that'll make me flip. Try to hold my tongue to rose I sip, but now I had enough, nigga, get off my dick. My name was all up in your fucking mouth. Niggas whack so they look for clout. Ain't nobody checking for your shit, but this nigga still putting singles out. If we beefing, I'ma call you out. Niggas know, but they still doubt. That R&B nigga ain't safe too. If you fuck with me, you pick the wrong route.
Before you talk to me, better look in the mirror. Don't come for me, cause I have no filter. Before you talk to me, better look in the mirror. Don't come for me, cause I have no filter.
Oh my goodness. Y'all really just hit him with it, man. That's dope, because we were talking about the singing and stuff, and here you come on this track. No Filter Man and Eimaj featuring Space the King and Young Jay. Y'all absolutely killed that. Like, that's 20 out of 10 all freaking day. That's another hit. You know what I mean? Without shadow of doubt. That's definitely going on rotation. You already know Hardcore is the remix and the other track. That's already on rotation with us. But this, yes. Oh my goodness. Yo, let me go to the chat real quick, because the chat is going absolutely crazy. Let me see. Oh my goodness. I can't keep up. Like, it's going so crazy. You'll see after the show when you go to the chat. The fires was going up. All tens everywhere. Woo, said Bossy V. Anonymous throwing up the fire. Get it, said Bossy V. Let me see. Thelma throwing up the fire and flame. Jeremy Gilead in the building throwing up the fire. Space the King, aka Jeremy. Oh yeah, Jeremy. Hey, so that's Jeremy on it, right? Yeah.
That's it. Yes. Shout out to him. Amazing.
Y'all got a hit on. Yo, that's a hit. Straight hit. Point blank period. Steady Ryan said, oh, okay. Run that bag. Yep, we had to do a pull up. For real, you already know. What we got? Let me see. I knew it. I love the classical aspect of the hook on this one. Yeah, man. Every element of that track is just top notch, for real. Bossy V put 10 million billion zillion, period.
Oh, I appreciate her.
EDK No Records is in the house. He's finished. Tomorrow video shoot is going to be a movie. Yo, that's going to be fire. We are all looking forward to that. That's going to be off the chain. Let me see. Anonymous said, we fucks with you, Eimaj. You already know. Dope tracks and Mr. Larry Leo. Get it. The whole song is good, but the flow on that second verse is ridiculous. That was from Steady Grind. This is that heat. The chat going crazy. Thank you and appreciate the opportunity for being on this track. And that was from Space the King. Shout out to him. You all just annihilated that. Like, that's fire, man. I'm going to play that before we even wrap up the show one more time. But I want to get through the questions because I'm looking at the time. It's already like, time flies when you're having fun. I'm really enjoying being here with you, Eimaj, man, and everyone on the chat.
Same here, love. Same here.
You're more than welcome. So let's get back into some questions, and we're going to run that again. So don't worry about who was the producer on that beat, because that beat's crazy too.
His name is Younes Beats. we actually spoke on Facebook because he wanted to know like what kind of beat I wanted, and at the time I couldn't afford it.
Right.
So because I wanted to like revisit it again, like a little earlier before it got to this point. But
Yeah.
like 3 years ago, I also spoke to him too. So it's been a while. Surprisingly, he remembered me. That
That's
was shocking because I tagged him on the post on Instagram and he loved it. I was
that's
very honored. I was like, oh my God, he likes the song. Because I was because usually I want to make sure if I'm gonna use a beat from one of the, from somebody, they hear it. And if they like and they approve it, they'll like it or share it or whatever, to get me,
yeah.
more clout,
Yeah.
more shine. That means a lot to me. But yes, like it was UNES beats. Yes.
That's what's
Hmm.
up. Fire. That was just such a perfect everything, perfect collaboration. Just everything on that was just top notch, man. Top fire, man. John White said he has beat, so feel free to hit him up. He said like feel free if any time you want to hear some of his stuff. He's in the chat, so you'll see him in there when you go in there after the show. So listen,
Not a problem.
let's get to another question. All right, so what are your biggest dreams and aspirations at this point in time?
At this point in time, what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
I've been wanting this for years, and I had people, of course, try to bring me down. I ain't give a fuck about none of that. I was like, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
forget
do
that.
it.
Tunnel vision. Yeah,
I
block them
had
out.
like a skeptical hiatus to where I was just like, like you sometimes you have those moments where I don't feel creative creative right now. I don't feel, I
Right?
had those little feel moments. But then like when I started experiencing more of life, it's like the songwriting and the music started
Yeah,
kicking back into my spirit. And I was just like, I can't stop here. Like,
right.
what am I doing? What am I doing, to me? Like, I'm saying? The service that and I was just like, nah, man. If I want this dream, no matter how hard it gets, no matter what's happening, just go for it. You know what I mean? Instead
Right.
of just like sitting
Exactly.
down, shoulda, coulda, wouldas. And I always like think to myself and the people I talk to, about how I feel and everything and what I should do, what I shouldn't do. It's a lot, but I'm maintaining. I'm still young. I'm still learning. I'm not perfect, like I said. Um, when people meet me, I'm a very humble person. I could be a sweetheart. You do me wrong, you're gonna get the opposite of that.
Right.
I think that's just like it's just like
I think a lot of
sorry,
us.
stuttering.
I think a
Yeah.
lot of us are like that though. Really, in their all essence, I feel like I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe some people are not. Maybe some people are just 100%. Cool all the time, even when people doing craziness. I don't know, but I don't know people like that. The people I know are like you, sweet as anything. But double cross them. Okay, you got another problem. You feel me?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
John White said never give up. Shoshana from the UK said never give up. Yeah, nah, there ain't no giving up there is no giving up for Mars. There's no way. The fact that you went through you had that little short hiatus, and then you was like, nah, I'm gonna, you said you went through some life experiences, and then it was like, boom, it was back. Yeah, you are back in very full force, man, and you're definitely a powerhouse, and you're definitely a force to be reckoned with, man. And I'm just looking forward to the future for you. I really, really am. Like, I'm really excited just to see, what is going to transpire, within this next year and two, because I see major things. I really, really do. And I like the fact that you're very confident. You don't take no shit, but
No.
you're also humble too. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that comes across, which is great. You feel me? And you need all those you need all of that though to be able to sustain in this game and in this industry, because it's very tough. And if you don't have all three of those, you're gonna get chewed up and spat out, walked all over, and all that stuff. Yeah. So let me see. Steady Grind said, always release your best music. You don't have to release everything. Your musical experiences, whether up or down, will only make you better. Definitely, I agree with that, without a shadow of a doubt. So, what would you where do you see yourself? I should say in 5 years from now, or are you literally like just taking like even you probably got your goals, but are you just literally taking one day at a time based on everything that's been happening with this whole corona and all that stuff?
Financially stable, hopefully a boyfriend.
So,
Um, signed to a record label. I had a dream. I was signed to Columbia.
hey,
So if that's in the cards, in between that and Parkwood Entertainment,
so
either or, I'll be very grateful. Um, hopefully live in a house. Um, mm, and hopefully hit Billboard, have a top 5,
Yes.
top 10, 20. God willing, God willing.
Yes, listen, we're putting it out
Yeah.
there, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. You every time you jump on a track, you just floor it, like you kill it. You aim and you never miss. So just continue the way that you are. Just be relentless like you are. Just keep pursuing it. Don't let nothing get in your way. Because the thing is, as well, when you have the greatness that you have, you're always gonna get your naysayers. You're always gonna get the people that are gonna try and tear you down. Because, like I said, they have internal issues. That's the only reason they're doing it. Really and truly, they look up to you, but they just don't want to. They can't. Their egos are so big they can't even bring themselves to admit that or say that, and that's why they end up doing the things and saying the things that they do, because they want to try and put that trauma and that hurt that they're going through on someone else, or because they're not confident, or because they don't believe in themselves, they try to make someone else feel that, and it's crazy. So yeah, just keep on the path that you are, and just like you said, don't take no shit either, which you don't, which I love about you too. So yeah, speaking into existence, said Ashley. Yeah, definitely, that's what we got to do. We always do that on here as well. I always like manifest greatness for everyone that comes on here, because I see what stars you all are. You feel what I'm saying? And like I said, you guys have it all already. We already know it. The people that know you, we already know, to us, you're already at the top, but it's just a case of the rest of the world knowing. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yes, yes.
just keep putting it out there. All right, so let's talk about stage performances. So when you're on stage, do you get nervous? Do you get like, and if you do, how do you deal with it? Because people deal with it in different ways. Like with me, I end up having to go to the toilet like consistently, and it's a pain in the butt, because as soon as I'm about to go on the stage, I sweat like you not. As soon as I'm about to, whether I'm hosting, whether I'm performing, whether I'm like, whenever I'm on stage, I'll be like, as soon as I'm about to go, I need to go for a pee. I need to go for a pee. That's like my nerves. So
Girl, wow.
yeah, and I just have to like not go. I have to just be like, nah, because obviously if I go, I'm gonna miss the cue of when I'm gonna be on the stage. You get me? So then I'm just like, Naseem, this just nerves. Stop. You don't need to go. You get me? But how do you deal with it? How do you deal with nerves?
Um, when I first started performing live, shaky, I get nervous. I
Right,
hated it.
right.
How I sound at home, I don't sound on stage. I crack. And I sound deeper than how I sound. I used to hate that at home. And I was just like, yo, this is not how I wanted to nail it. And that was just a consistent thing throughout the years,
Right.
up until like recently. When I started singing live, I sounded so clear. I sounded comfortable. I sounded, sure about the notes I was singing and everything. And I was just like, yo, I can't believe how I really, wow, I can't believe how I nailed that. And I think what really did it was lyrics. I told him that I felt like because of him,
That's what's up.
he kind of like, I don't know, put something in me to be like, you could do this. Cause he keep, reminding me, you got this, E, you got this, E. And sometimes be like, I still have to work on it. Knowing that I still do, I don't know. I remember performing Infidels with him at in Harlem, and I started singing, and I was like, oh shit. I thought I would crack, and I didn't crack. And then I sang again for Rebel G at her showcase, and I sang open bars with her in real lyrics. I sang her hook.
That's what's up.
I sang her, sorry, the motorcycle.
That's cool.
Um,
Don't, that's fine.
I sang her hook, and she was so happy for me. And real lyrics was sitting there like this. Like she dead ass. Well, I'm like, yeah, yes, because I really always wanted to meet her. Shout out to Beryl G if she's
Yeah,
watching.
shout out to her. She's phenomenal. She's been on my show. Absolutely. Yeah.
Love her. She's a sweetheart. And whoever did her wrong, she gets smacked in the fucking face. But anyway,
Yeah,
but yeah, like I performed open bars for her. She gave me her hugs. Oh, her hugs. I love her hugs. She loved what I did for her. It meant a lot.
that's what's up.
But yeah, I'm
Don't
getting better. I'm getting better.
and I just feel I feel like it's as well, it's just the more you do it, exactly, the more you do it, the more the more you learn how to deal with the nervous thing, and that just the easier it becomes. With me, even now though, I still get the toilet thing, but I just have to be like, no, Nassim, you don't need it. Stop. But
Right.
yeah, I know what you mean about the cracking too, because when I started music in 2006, and I literally threw myself on stage in front of people, never sung in front of no one before, just threw myself up with something I hadn't even really rehearsed or nothing, and I did kill it. but the same, and that was cool. But the second time I went up, I cracked, my voice started cracking, and I think it's when the cracking happens, I think it's a case of, you know what, it's a case of the nerves and the lack of the confidence. So like you said, when you have someone around you that you know really believes in you and you have that connection with them, yeah, like it does. I know with myself, like being in the studio, I took one of my girlfriends was with me. She loves Mariah Carey, but she's not a singer, but she can sing. And when I took her with me, oh my God, I was doing these freaking riffs and runs that I'd never ever done in my life, because it was the bond that we had and the confidence that they gave me being around me. So yeah, I totally respect what you're saying about real lyrics. That's dope.
Yeah.
And what would you say has been your best performance so far? Or has there been many? Has there been quite a few? What would you say was one that really kind of stuck out for you? Or has there been a few of them?
Stuck out. Probably the one in Harlem,
Okay.
because like it was a different scene. I forgot her name. Oh my God. It was a showcase in Harlem. Oh, Colors. Colors. It was, she did a showcase in Harlem. And when I performed there, like I'm gonna be honest, at the time I was pissed off because I didn't like the way like things were being handled. I'm not gonna lie to you. But like the minute I got on stage, all that frustration I had in me, I took that out in my performance. I was,
Yes, that's how you do it.
yo, I was
Yes,
going
that's how you
in.
gotta do it. Yes.
Going in, girl. And then like when I did the kick, niggas was hype. I was like, oh shit, oh, and I was just going in. And then like when I was done, I had one of the biggest applause of the night. I was very honored. Very
Yes,
honored.
that's
Yeah,
what's
so that's
up. That's
like,
how you do it. I love
yeah.
that. I love what you said there as well, and that's how you can when you can master channeling your energy into the performance. You're on a win
Hmm.
all the time. When whatever's going on, when you get on that stage and you just be like, okay, let's get it, rah, that's when you kill it. That's what's up. That's dope.
Yeah.
There's some comments on it real quick. We're running out of time a little bit, so I'm gonna read them real fast. When you have a great producer that tells you what's wrong, that's the best thing. That's what we did with the singer on Can't Trust Nobody. That was from John Wise. And then facts, it's best to find a producer to work with. Always have a connection with your producer. Yeah, man. And then Lamo, that oh, that's what you've got to do, said real lyrics. Yeah, exactly. Like you said, you know what I mean? And then you just floored the performance. That's what's up. And what else do you have lined up for the rest of this year? Like, have you been performing, like, because obviously it's been COVID, right? So not many people have been out, unless there are some people that still went out and performed at certain underground events. But have you performed through COVID? Have you done anything virtually, or have you done any? I know you've done a show recently. I know that. I know you've been doing shows recently, but prior to doing those shows, like, have you performed much through COVID?
No, we haven't. We didn't get a chance to. It's funny because me and Lyrics talked about that because with Vero, he they performed a lot. With me and him, it was always songs, songs, songs. So now
Right.
that the first time I performed live hardcore at Queens, that was my first live performance in a while, in 2 years actually, because I released the underground song before that called Be on Your Way, which is at 3K views plus.
Right.
And with this hardcore live first time, um, it resonated with a lot of old heads. There was young ones there too, but like the old heads was feeling it more because of what I was saying. What
Right.
it had a throwback feel, obviously,
Right.
as you heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's when I think like COVID was starting to like open up a little. I mean, people starting to open up, getting out,
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
around people. That was like around I think April or May. Because I wore the red. I don't know if you saw I have the video on my Instagram. It's the red shirt, the red
Yes,
outfit.
I did. Yes, yes,
That
yes.
was
Looking hot
sexy
as
to
well.
me.
Yeah, it
With
was.
the
You
boots.
looking fire.
Oh, yeah, like they were rooting for me for that, performance too. Like I think I had the loudest like applause out of
Yeah.
everybody.
So that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Not to sound, I'm not trying to sound cocky, like I'm better than, everybody did their
No,
thing.
no,
But
but I see what you're saying. Yeah, but you feel like that how the crowd reacted to you was even more than what they were reacting to other people. Yeah, that's just being real, and that happens with a lot of people. You know what I mean? At different shows and stuff. And even just when you're in the crowd, I can spot it. I know. You know what I mean? I'll be like, oh, yo, they really love that. I mean, they like that, but they really love that. Jaleel
mm,
Johnson said, yeah, you've just got to find your comfort zone. Yeah, and comfort zone is just
yeah.
the confidence and the energy and how knowing how to master the nerves and pushing it into all the performance and stuff. Let me see what we got. All right, so Keith Light asked a question, but we already know the answer because he was asking how long you've been doing music, but you started at 12 and she's been going ever since. So how old are you now, if you don't mind us asking, just so he knows how long you've been doing it? Okay, no, you're still young. So you're under 30, right? You're not over 30.
I'm close to 30. You can say
No,
that.
but you don't even look it. She looks about 20. And
I
I know
appreciate that.
we don't normally ask females their age on here because I'm against it. But the fact that he was saying like he wanted to know how long you've been doing music, that's why I do not ask that, because basically if you ask that question, it's giving away people's age. But yeah, you look 20 anyway. So yeah, she's been doing it ever since she was 12. There you go. And there's 6. He was asking the question as well, how many songs are on the EP? Apparently there's 6. Is that correct on the EP?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. There's 6 on the EP. All right. So I got another question. So what do you have lined up for the rest of this year?
Woo! Okay, so I never thought I would announce it on here, but I remember I'm stuttering. I'm so sorry.
Are you good?
I remember when I was performing at the Vero G showcase, I was told that I won a grand prize along with Infamous Ty to perform in front of DJ Juicy on September 12th. So
Yeah.
that's a big
That's
accomplishment for me. I was very surprised. I
Congratulations.
couldn't believe it. And it's like he's one of the top DJs that met everybody you could think of. I was just like, yo, I have to look good. I have to show great presentation. You know what I mean? That's big. Like
That is big.
I was honored.
That's big because I was actually working at a show and he was there. Like that was the first time I met him. But yeah, he's tapped into everybody basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does a lot for independent artists too. So shout out to him. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like the it's that, and I don't think I have anything else in between the year yet. Eventually when something comes up.
Yeah, it's already moving so
Yeah.
fast though as well. Like
Yeah.
I'm asking that question now thinking, Nas, do you realize, like, Jewel, do you realize it's literally only like 6 months left of this year though, really? So it's not a lot of time, but you got the video tomorrow as well, so that's gonna be fire. I can't wait to see that. And what else do you like to do aside the music?
I used to go out a lot when I was younger, obviously. Now I'm getting older. I like being at home. I like being to myself. I feel like mental health is important.
Yeah, it is definitely.
I feel like, yeah, sorry about that. I feel like mental health is important because sometimes I feel like I could get out of myself and I need my inner peace. Because if I don't have that, I'm gonna lose it and I'm gonna take it out on the wrong people that don't deserve it. So sometimes I like to be home, gather up my thoughts. You know, from time to time, I hang out with my friends, talk to my mom. You know, just me time. There's nothing wrong with a lot of me time.
It's a good thing.
If people can't understand that, then they're not for you. When you're ready to be around other people, you'll let them know. If they understand that, then boom, then be around other people, have fun, blah 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 blah. But
Boom,
I feel like
Mhm.
self-love is important. I'm still working on it. Like I just want to make sure everything is on point with me before I end up being with anybody, to be honest with you, because I feel like I'm not in a mental state to be in a relationship right now. Because like my career is starting to like move, like slowly but flourishingly, and it's just like having a boyfriend right now. It ain't in the cards, and I feel like God is telling me like besides where I'm meeting these guys, it's not a good look for me. So that's why I've been very blessed to not be in situations where I could have been murdered, being stabbed, God knows. And I had an angel watching over me, and I have to thank God for that because you know there's a lot of people that don't get to see the light of day.
Exactly. And you know what? You're very smart because we really are in a crazy, like, things is like, it's like, how can I say it? Like, because I'm a very positive person, but when you look at the reality of what we see happening with everything that's been happening, especially like crazy stuff has been happening to our people for over 400 years. But when you narrow it down to like the last year and a half and you see the extent of stuff that is literally, you know what I mean, just continuing and just like every day it's something crazy. So you are right, man. Just you're definitely blessed, and you definitely do have an angel watching over you to keep you so safe and headstrong, and know that you know you are in your safe haven. Mental health is important. You have to have self-love because that will save you, like you said, from from going down some roads where some people, unfortunately, they go down them and then they don't come back. You feel me? So yeah, I'm glad you said all that, and I'm glad you're smart like that too. Because another thing as well, if you're not right up here and you're around people, that's not a good thing. Because I know with me, if I'm not right up here, I don't want to be around no one, because they're gonna be like, well, what the hell's wrong with her? Like, you feel me? And we ain't trying to do all that. You get what I'm saying? We're not trying to do that. We're definitely not. So I got this question for you as well. So if there was someone out there right now, right, who it was a producer, they have a beat and they're a ghostwriter, and they're watching this interview right now, and they were like, you know what, I really want to hit her up and see if she will, if she likes this beat, but I already have a song written, but I'm willing to pay Eimaj to actually record this song. Are you an artist that is open to doing that, or are you very much an artist that just wants to work and write on your own stuff, as opposed to someone paying you to actually lay the vocals down for them?
I'm used to writing my own stuff. I'm very funny with people writing for me, because even if I was to have a conversation with this producer or other songwriter and they're not understanding what I'm trying to say, it ain't gonna work. It's
Right.
not gonna work. And I have not been in a situation like that yet. Wait, actually, I had somebody write me on Instagram. He manages an independent artist named Veronica B. And he wrote me personally asking if he could write a song for me, and he wants to work with me, go to his studio, and basically what you're asking. And I had to run it by lyrics, and he said, don't do it.
Right.
Because it was already crazy enough. Like when I first met this guy, he gave me weird vibes. Like, you know, those type of vibes that's like, not perverted, but like it comes off like he want to fuck you. I don't
Yes,
like that.
basically, yeah,
You know,
yeah. I don't listen. If just sorry, hold that thought 1 minute, because I want to hear the rest of what you gonna say. But basically, like, since being in the industry, you know, I just block people. If I get that vibe from them, I don't care what producer you bleedy blocked. Thank you. Carry on. So I just want to say that.
right.
Carry on. Yeah. So yeah, like, yeah, that's so you had them hit you up, but you was like, nah, nah, nah,
Yeah,
nah.
it was a guy. It was just a simple guy asking, "Oh, come to the studio. I want to write a song for you." And I looked at this shit like, no, I can write my own. Thank
Oh,
you.
right,
No,
right,
because if I go in the studio with him, lyrics got to come with me. And I told him this, lyrics, you got to come with me if this happens.
right.
And I said I will run it by him. He said, okay. But deep down, he wasn't feeling that shit because he wanted me to
You
himself.
went
That's
on it,
just
yeah.
second time. I
Right,
don't
and you
like shit like that.
nah, you're right. And being a female in this industry, you have to be very careful about that, for real, because there's a lot of
Mhm.
stories, you know, from females and stuff that, you know, I know, and other people know, that of things that have happened. So yeah, that's very smart. It's smart that you're intuitive like that and you can tap into it. Thelma said, "You go, girl." Shoshana said, "Creepy." And then John White said, "I meant to say it's better when you write for yourself." Oh, it definitely is. But I know people that make money as well. They're artists, but they make money off of, you know, singing other people's stuff. But it's personal preference. Some artists say yes, some artists say no. That's what I like to ask the question. So all right, let's talk about labels, because you said, like, I mean, you already answered this question, so I don't really need to ask it. But I was gonna say, yeah, what is your opinion on being signed or staying independent, especially now as a lot more independent people are actually breaking through into the industry, as we've seen, and it's becoming more of a regular thing. So yeah, how do you feel about that? Are you, I mean, obviously, I know you said like you would like to be signed. You said you had the dream about Colombia, but how do you feel? Because I feel like you're very strong. You're very strong, like in your stance and in your character. So you know what you want. You ain't gonna take no bullshit. And I don't feel you're someone that could be molded. I feel like you already are who you are. And I feel like with labels, you have to be careful sometimes, because when they put that 360 on the table, you have to bear in mind you gotta pay that money back. And also, they're gonna start saying, "Okay, you gotta put on a leotard. We want to see shake your ass, and we want to see you do this. We want to see you do that." So, how do you feel about all that?
Being an independent artist, I have a lot of creative control. No one could tell me how to do it, when to do it. I style myself. I do me, and period. Mainstream, excuse me, major labels,
Mm-hmm.
they like to put like shit on you.
Right.
I don't want that. And knowing me, they're gonna know I have a mouth. And when I have a mouth on me, they can label me combative. They're gonna label me aggressive. And oh, she's not the type of person to follow rules. She's gonna be a problem. Yes, because I'm not gonna allow you to destroy my image.
Yeah,
Only I
exactly.
am responsible for that, not you. I may be making money for you, but I want my creative control. You're not going to give me a 360 deal because I'm going to make sure somebody reads that fucking contract. Because just in case you have any plans on fucking me over, we'll have a serious problem. And I'm going to tell you, no, thank you. I'll do it on my own. So if I end up still being an independent artist with no top 10s or 20s, that's fine with me because you know why? I get to keep my sanity. That's all.
Exactly. Yeah, well
I'm
done.
not. I'm not ashamed to be an independent. I'm not ashamed to be an independent artist for the rest of my life. But if
Right.
I end up being blessed to be major, they need to understand. I want my creative control. I want to control my destiny or how I make it into the industry. If you're gonna help me, help me. If you're gonna brand me, do it in a way I don't have to feel like you're trying to change of all of who I am.
I was just gonna say, like, they're controlling you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
You want
not with
them to
that shit.
control. Yeah, no.
That's why I say
Good.
I feel like if I get in that side, I'm
Mhm.
gonna be a problem for them.
Right, right. And you know what? Because I know an artist already that I interviewed on the show recently, and she's probably one of the biggest independent artists I know with her whole fan base following the views that she gets, and she's the same way. Like the reason it's not like major labels haven't tried to sign her, it's the fact that she's very much the same personality as you and I. Like she don't want no one trying to control her, or and that's why she stayed independent. But the blessing in that is she's getting bigger and bigger and bigger just staying independent. So the journey's taking her a little bit longer, but there's, you know what I mean, there's major power in that. So I just wanted to tell you that because that's gonna again give you that, you know what I mean, that ammunition to be like, hey, that's what's up, that's dope. And just know that it happens. It really does happen for people. City Grind said creative control is everything for independent artists, definitely. John White said it's better to be independent, definitely. We got shout out to Could You Barnett in the building. He said true love come from within. Love is not superficial. Don't look for love on the outside. The real you is within you, not the physical. Bless, definitely, without a shadow
I
of doubt.
feel like that's what the Lauryn Hill would say.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, definitely. So shout out to Kujo Barnett on that. That was dope. And I want to ask you, so what is the impact do you want to have on people when people hear about Eimaj and when they hear your music? What is it that you want people to take away from you and your music?
Relatable. I want people to see me as a relatable person. Like whatever I talk about in my music, they go, "Oh my God, she know what I've been through. Oh my God, she understands me." Like relatable. I want to be a relatable artist to so many people. Like I want to talk about different subject matters that's very important. I don't just want to make what's very rare nowadays is a concept album, meaning talking about different things.
Thing.
I'm
Yeah.
going to do that in every project I make. No one is going to change my mind otherwise. If
No.
nobody don't agree with what I put out and vice versa, you're entitled to your opinion. But don't ever think you're going to tell me what I'm going to do with my projects. That's
No.
not happening. If I want to do a rock song, country song, western song, um, soundscape, R&B, I'm
R&B,
gonna do
reggae,
everything.
freaking anything. Yeah, good for you. And that's how you
Everything.
should. And I love that about you too, because I always say it, like I've never allowed people to box me in ever. Don't ever try box me in because when people tell me I can't, guess what? I go and do it.
That's right. Versatility is important, everybody. Versatility is important.
Yeah, 100%, definitely. All right, so what advice would you give somebody pursuing their dream? What is the advice that Eimaj would give someone pursuing their dream?
3 simple words, never give up.
Love it. That's dope. I love that. Straight to the point. Never give up. That's it. In a bag. I love it. Dope. And then shout out to Thelma. She said, "Woohoo! You got this all right." She's put on the clappy hands. Real Lyric said, "You got to have an open mind on music." Definitely, without a shadow of doubt. So, listen, man. Like I said, I'm really, really excited for you. You already got the 1,000 stream plaque. There's gonna be other plaques coming. Like we're seeing award shows. I want to see you on BET. I really want to I want to see that happen because I feel like hardcore is definitely a track that should be like everywhere. It should be opening up award shows and that because it's, how can I say, it embodies everything that we've been going through all these years, you know, these hundreds of years, and it also embodies everything that has been happening so prominently this last year and a half as well, you know what I'm saying? And it's just such a powerful song. And like when I think of you and your music, like you're so unique to yourself. You have a unique sound. You don't sound like anyone else. Which goes extremely in your favor because there's so many artists out there that sound like other people. And I'm not saying they're not phenomenal, but when you are so unique, like you are, you already have a really high advantage of, you know what I'm saying, of succeeding on a next level, because you don't sound like no one else. And I feel like I'm hearing more people in the industry when I'm watching certain videos and stuff talking about that, saying we already have people that sound like this and sound like this. Be yourself. And that's what I really, really love about you. And you are strong, powerful, you know what I mean, powerful woman, man. And yo, you really are a star, and I'm really looking forward to all the accomplishments, the awards, and everything that's going to be coming. So, and shout out to Real Lyrics, man, because y'all are such a strong, dope team. And again, the reason why teams work is because you become like family, and you know, you become like a real, you know what I mean, strong family unit. And at the end of the day, if you don't have a foundation right, you're not going to get, it's like building a house. If you don't have the foundation laid, the house it's going to stand up, it's just going to fall at any, you know, any given chance. So yo, I'm really excited, man. Listen, I want you to take this time right now to do your shout outs. Shout out everybody you want to shout out. If there's anything else you need to tell us, please tell us. But first and foremost, tell everybody where they can follow you, all that good stuff. And then just take this floor if there's anything else you want to let us know. And then what we'll do to close out is we'll play No Filter one more time.
I would like to give a major shout out to my manager, Real Lyrics. That man has been holding it down for me, holding it down for us. Like he's really everything. Like he's been helping me out with my career since I met him. Like he made sure like, nah, I need to hold this one. Like I really appreciate him, my musical father, because you know he's the closest thing to a dad, like I said. So shout out to him, shout out to Bossy, shout out to Anonymous, everybody on Jag Life. You know, they doing the damn thing. Shout out to everyone who's watching me. Thank you so much for your love and support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to my mom. She's in the room somewhere.
Yes,
So my mommy, I love her to death. My mom, and yeah, that's really it. Like
that's dope. And tell everybody where they can follow you and all that good stuff, so they know where they can support you.
Okay, guys, you can follow me on Instagram, Eimaj Music, EIMAJ Music. Follow me on YouTube, simply Eimaj, EIMAJ, and my Facebook is Eimaj Morales, Morales.
And what I want you guys to do, please go follow, go show support. When she's posting up her music, go stream, go run the numbers up, comment on YouTube, share, do all that stuff, because you know, independent artists like Eimaj really need the support. And it's okay to have your favorites in the industry, but remember, they're already there. They already have their 100 million followers or whatever, you feel what I'm saying? So it's the independent artists that need your support, man. So please do that. You know, it's great to just put a like now and again, but share, man. That goes a long way, because what you're doing in essence is you're letting more people tap into the person if they haven't heard them before. So listen, just like she said, go follow her, man. Please, please, please. And what we're going to do now, before we even wrap up, we're going to play No Filter one more time. So you've been tapped into I'm From Radio. Shout out to everyone that's been tuning in. Love and appreciate all of you. Eimaj, you are outstandingly phenomenal. I can't wait when I come. What part of New York are you from, by the way?
Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, baby! I was going to say it, but I didn't want to make an assumption because, you know, I just didn't want to assume. But from the accent, I'm like, yo, yeah, probably Brooklyn. But yeah, when I come to Brooklyn, I'm definitely going to tap in because I think Bossy's in Brooklyn too. I think you're all in Brooklyn, right? Is that correct?
You know the vibes. You know the vibes.
You know the vibes. We gotta link up, for real. Silly Grind said already followed before the show, so they went and followed you. Follow us back and see what we got going on. That was from Steady Grind. And then Lamo said Real Lyrics was laughing. And shout out to Mingo Stewart as well. He said hey, one love to you, long time no see. So shout out to everybody, man. And listen, we're gonna play the track right now. So this is Eimaj, man, and this is featuring Spades the King and Young Jay, and this is No Filter. And then we're just gonna tie up at the end of this. So let's get it. I'm From Radio.
Before you talk to me, better
up in the scene right now. Sinners in the hood wanna shut me down. Never going anywhere, believe me, I am. Shining like a star, I don't give a damn. Going mad hard with the music. Bars getting better, so fluid. Simple shit ain't my thing, big facts. But if you like that, then hit the max. Men getting mad cause they can't touch me. I'm the hottest one host try to be. Cutting up while you're stealing my swag. Niggas on me, yellow red flag. Intimidating you, well now you know. I need mad hitters, give me some more. E-boogie on the rise, wait and see. But otherwise, don't play with me.
Before you talk to me, better look in the mirror. Don't come for me, cause I have no filter.
My haters be mad they can't do what I do. Really focused on my tunnel vision. Really counting numbers like a mathematician. Always cooking with that ammunition. This that hard work and that repetition. Main goal with killing competition. Bring it back what the game is missing. Real people really know the difference. If you moving fake, then keep your distance. Keep it clean like I'm washing dishes. When I fell, I got a couple stitches. I shot my shot, I got a couple misses. See your story, but it count your wishes. The game is on, man, I'm never quitting. You my son, so I'm babysitting. I'm always cool, but I'm never tripping.
Before you talk to me, better look in the mirror. Don't come for me, cause I have no filter.
No filter when it comes to the kid. Niggas wanna pull up to the crib, try to find out where a nigga live. Now I'm on some disrespectful shit. Claim you a man but act like a bitch. Talk to me crazy, that'll make me flip. Try to hold my tongue to rose I sip, but now I had enough, nigga, get off my dick. My name was all up in your fucking mouth. Niggas whack so they live for clout. Ain't nobody checking for your shit, but this nigga still putting singles out. If we beefing, I'ma call you out. Niggas know, but they still doubt. That R&B nigga ain't safe too. If you fuck with me, you pick the wrong route.
Before you talk to me, better look in the mirror. Don't come for me, cause I have no filter. Before you talk to me, better look in the mirror. Don't come for me, cause I have no filter.
Yes, man, that was Eimaj, man. And that was featuring Spades the King and Young Joe. So guys, go and stream on all major platforms. Do all that. I want you to run the numbers up and look out for the outstanding video that I already know is going to be off the chain, the video that is coming. And if you want to check out the other videos, can you give them one more time the YouTube channel so they can go and subscribe and all that good stuff?
My YouTube channel is simply Eimaj, Eimaj. Those
There you
5
go.
letters, that's it. And you'll see my face.
There you go. And remember to go follow on Instagram. So it's Eimaj Music, correct? On Instagram.
Yeah, Eimaj Music.
And then and what else is it on? What's your Facebook? Is it because I
It's
think
Eimaj Morales.
it is that's it. There you go. So it's Eimaj, Eimaj, and then Morales for anyone who wants to spell in. So yo, listen, thank you once again, Queen. Listen, I can't wait to meet you.
Thank you.
And just so you know as well, I am an official promoter for Top Mics. Top Mics is like a major independent network that put on shows all around different states. And we have 2 shows coming up. We have one in Philadelphia on October the 9th, but we're booked up on that one. But we have 2 more coming. We've got one in Newark, New Jersey, and one in somewhere else in New Jersey, I believe. So if you're interested in getting on there, I'll tap in with real lyrics and we can get you on that show. So yeah, put with me and I'll tap in with you. And then I'm going to tap in with you after the show as well, just so about finalizing for you to come on Tone to Justice. And listen, I want you to come back because anyone that comes on for an exclusive interview, I'm going to invite you back in about a year's time and we're going to do a follow-up interview to see what's been happening, what's been coming to fruition since we spoke before. And when I start doing the co-host review shows, I'm going to bring you on to co-host the show with me too, if that's good with you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
More than welcome. I love you, Queen, man. Just keep killing it, man. Stay safe, man. Just keep, you know what I mean, putting out that magic, man. And yeah, man, listen, it's all love from me. You already know what time it is, man.
Thank you, beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, more than welcome, gorgeous. And a shout out to everyone that's been tapped in. If you're not following I'm From Radio, please make sure.
Thank you for this, like, tuning in. Thank you.
Hey, and make sure you follow again Eimaj Music on Instagram, and go and follow. Just give it one more time again, just for the one time. Give them the YouTube one more time.
My YouTube is Eimaj. My Facebook is Eimaj Morales, Eimaj Morales, and my Instagram is Eimaj Music, Eimaj Music.
Yes, there you go. And follow us, Iron From Radio. So Iron From Radio, as it's spelled there, or as it's on my shirt, you can see too. Iron From Radio on Facebook. Also subscribe on YouTube. And if you haven't watched this full interview, you can watch the playback on the YouTube channel. And also follow us on Instagram at Iron From Radio. I myself is Strong Jewel. If you want to follow me, it's Strong Jewel 215 on Instagram, Twitch, Snapchat, and Clubhouse. So yeah, that's it really. But thank you so much, man. Eimaj, we're gonna be chopping it up. I love you, Queen. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay productive, keep pushing. No justice, no peace. You already know what time it is. And we'll be back with more Iron Throne Radio on Sunday. All right, peace, love, and light, man. Stay blessed. Double sleep. We out. Peace. Bye.